everybody. Welcome. Sorry to disappoint you. Just me. Who knows? Maybe that's the way it goes from now on. I don't know. Oh, shit. What a day. I am, I'll be honest with you. I'm shot. And I'm also hearing that we're going up against Perry Caravello on Uncle Rico. Oh, shit. Oh, to make tonight go from bad to worse. I don't know, guys. It's look, to those of you who didn't catch the morning show, I get it. It was a holiday. A lot of you sleeping in, taking the day. But it's been a really, I would say, one of my top 5 worst professional and personal days in a long time. We have a lot of updates for you. We have a lot of things to tell you about. I'll be honest, I've got an agita and a panic inside me that's not good. I also don't want to have one of those shows where they replay it years from now and go, remember how douchey you looked when you did this? So if at any time I start to have an outward panic thing going on, I'm just going to cut it and we'll try it again tomorrow morning. And that way we can, build it like pro wrestling where, will he or won't he? What's the deal? Oh, I got to tune in tomorrow. We'll talk about the fucked up situation, and then we'll try to have some fun, and we'll do a show. But I'm on fumes tonight, to be honest with you, for multiple reasons. Some of it we're going to talk about tonight. Some of it I can't talk about tonight, and we'll talk about it at a later date, perhaps. But let's go through the chat. Let's see if you guys can help me feel better, because I'll tell you this, no matter what happens in the world around me, it really feels like this audience has always been a bright spot. You know, that audience has always been very funny, very good at saying things like, oh, buck up, you pussy, you're going to be fine. So we'll get to all that. We're also only $30 away from next Monday morning's goal, so thank you guys very much for that level of support. Let's put the PayPal and Streamlabs up in the chat. There it is. Let's catch up with the chat. Then we'll talk about what happened today and try to pick up the pieces and move forward from there. Citizen M says, rest in peace, Corey Adams' career. We're going to give you updates on all of that. They're also saying lost old capital, now April. Yeah, April has had a hell of a day as well, and she's taken the day. Put it that way. April's taken the day. And we'll be back. I don't know if she's going to be back tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening. I'm not sure how this works at this moment. I haven't had time to work this shit out. I just know that in losing Old Capital from them going out of business, there's some things we can't afford anymore on this program, and we'll have to talk about that. Let's go to the phones. I also want this to be a big call-in show. I want you guys to talk to us.
Call from
Herman the Great.
All right, let's go to Herman the Great. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on? I missed everything. What the heck am I missing, Aaron?
Herman, I tell you what, Herman, I'm going to go in order tonight. I'm going to lay it all out for you. I'm going to catch up with everybody in the chat. I'm going to catch up with all the phone calls, and then I'm going to lay it all out for you tonight. All right, buddy?
That sounds good, man.
All right, thank you, sir. Keep listening. All right, there's Herman the Great. Getting a little impatient, old Herman the Great. We got your back, toe guy. Thanks, Hutch, not Starsky. Everybody like and share the stream. Wow, thank you, KYP Stu. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you, sir. Yes, and do like and subscribe and all of that stuff. Steel Toe could certainly use not your monetary support. Like I said, the goal is going great. The goal is in place, however, to make sure that the show can be on the air. The goal has nothing to do with the second mics. I heard people say that. They're like, oh, well, the goal's really far ahead. Well, it's not going to be that way forever. It's just been a nice month or so here. It's been great. So I've had some very generous people. Thank you, David, Fred, and many others. But the advertisers have always been what's paid for the second mics to come here from the radio days. And we'll have to talk about that a little bit later tonight. I can already feel like my heart's beating too fast, and I hate that. It's a lot of human moments tonight on Steel Toe. KYP says you got this, Aaron. We'll be okay. We'll be all right. Citizen M says, for all those sleeping in because they don't have work, quit your job like Corey, Johnny, and Oz. You don't deserve them. Rusty Grammer says, it's over. It's finished. I have a spot for you here at the car lot. Just promote the True Coat. Yes. I will certainly do that. Divorce number 2, says Z Kyle. That's very sweet of you, sir. I don't think so. Let me check. Let me check the incoming mail. Not yet. Not yet. Talk to me while I play Call of Duty, you slut. That seems very disrespectful, but I understand. I'm here to dance for you. I told you to fire Corey, not Oz, says April's Parents Hobby Farm. I don't want to listen less, but that's getting closer every day. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that in my time of stress.
Raz of Chaz.
What's up, Raz of Chaz?
You did it, didn't you? You had to kill Oz, and now you're just firing him to cover up for it. You had to kill Oz.
I did. I swear to God, I didn't.
What happened to don't forget about Oz?
No, I didn't murder anyone. I promise.
That's what you said last.
All right. The phrase that pays is Aaron is a cunt, says Hutch Not Starsky. I was kidding about getting rid of Corey, says Loaded Wrench. Willie says, sorry, Aaron, we need to talk. You're fired. Okay, we can't fire you, but we may fire you before the night's over. High-level meetings going on now, waiting for Ye to show up. Oh, shit. I think I should be okay if Ye's making the decision. Is anyone having a good start to 2023, says Loaded Wrench. Lost a cousin this morning. I don't think anybody's having a good 2023 so far. I thought mine was great. I found out that it's just all a fucking nightmare. And I've got to pick up the pieces and move forward in 2023. I know that I was texting Corey today. He's not off to a great start in 2023. Certainly Salzer and Old Capitol not off to a great start for 2023. So if you're having a great start to the year, congratulations. You're one of the winners. Very nice. Stevie J says, it's just a speed bump for the Steel Toe Empire. The channel has organic growth, and the future is bright. I agree. Look, the show is growing like crazy. It's amazing. The problem is that doesn't always translate to, holy shit, we're rolling in dough. It's amazing. I mean, this business has done everything it can in the last year to get our heads back above water. And then we got our heads back above water. I'm like, hey, this is going pretty well. This is pretty good. Numbers are up, everything else. And then Old Capitol closes its doors. And you're like, shit, that was funding at least 2 of our second mics. Fuck. Rusty Grammer with $2 says, you better be working us, brother. I wish I were. I really do. Wag says, want an old-fashioned? Too bad. We're fucking closed. It's a little early. Sharparelli says, I thought that one guy said you earned like $3,000 a day. Where are you spending it all? Yeah. Yeah, that $3,000 a day. You're also right in the chat, too, Mr. Unknown. Ooh. Oh, damn it. I can't even run the board right.
You'd all be dead now if it wasn't my David.
You should get Jake Hudson as a second mic. Yes, absolutely. New guy here. What's with the 5-month, 7-month stuff? This show's been around on YouTube for about 7 or 8 months. Go ahead and become a member. It helps us out greatly. You also get special perks, like you're entered in a $100 drawing every month. And you get access to those emotes and members-only shows. So absolutely become a member. It's great, and it helps us out a ton. Let's continue on here. I lost the chat again. I sense an ad for high-quality Maine potatoes in your future, says David Chandler. Absolutely. They're all high quality. King Kong Dong says, come on, puss face. Tell us already. My boner is waiting. Just another speed bump. Steel Toe will pull through. I'm becoming the king of getting over speed bumps over here, huh? Wes Parker says, can you afford John Lastman? He's awesome. Oh, yeah, you know what? We're gonna get Lastman on it, too. We'll get him on the program and make everything good. Autism dead. He's out back in the wood chipper. I think he meant Oz is dead, not autism's dead. Autism will never die. Jesus. I'm just reading some of these. I'm getting to the ones I can read. More Johnny, says Jesse. We'll get to all of that, and then I want you guys to make your calls. Herman says, does this mean you have to get a real job, Aaron? Honestly, after all of the shit I'm going through today, I might just want a real job. Honest to God. Alex Bernal with $2 says, you're not pulling a Chad, are you? No, I'm not. And as far as finding new sponsors go, look, I want to do the whole the promo code thing with somebody I believe in and somebody I like so we can maybe reverse some of these changes? Time will tell. Cowpote told you to expand your advertising and you told him no. Maybe that advice should have been taken. Well, we didn't want to do any more reads because we had enough to have everybody, and now we're going to have to see what's going on. You are expanding worldwide and outgrowing local, says Novocaine. Yes, you are right. That's absolutely a part of this. You guys getting ad reads for Manscaped? Fire all the second mics and hire nothing but Rise workers to replace them. Well, then why fire them in the first place? Step into my office. Do you think Corey and Oz will come back if you recover? Look, we'll get to all of that. I'm just going to catch up with you guys real quick. No, I'm not going to apologize to Cowpote. All right. Let's get into it then. We'll talk about what happened. Then we will talk about our reaction to what has happened. And here is what happened. Old Capitol Tavern in Sauk Rapids is closing. I got the text today before the news came out. Salzer sent it to us first, which I appreciate very much, to let us know that the doors closed yesterday. Today. Yesterday was their last day of service, and then the doors closed, which is kind of odd because I feel like when restaurants close, it's like, our last day is Friday or our last day is 2 weeks from now. We're closing at the end of the month, whatever. But it must be pretty dire straits. It must be a pretty rough deal because they're shutting it down like immediately, which really sucks. They do have a lawsuit out against one of their former managers. I don't think that's going to bring the business back. They're looking to sell it all and get rid of everything. And then, that means that we're out. Our second biggest sponsor we have, and of course the sponsors being what pays for the second mics to be able to be here. I had some very tough phone calls and messages to send out today. And one of those messages was I sent to Oz and Corey. I said, sorry, guys, I can't pay you anymore. We have the goal, which of course funds the show and the taxes and allowing us to do this here. And it kind of grows out from us. I wish there was a situation where I could take a cut and then we could keep everybody. Look, man, we have what we need to survive here. And then from there, we can build outward into hiring more staff. But, most podcasts start thin and then kind of stay thin and hire one or two people. We started really bloated and heavy, and we could support it with all of our local advertisers that came with. But as our show got bigger and it wasn't Minnesota-based anymore, slowly but surely, those local sponsors have said, look, man, you kind of like, hey, you guys are doing great on your own. You don't need us anymore, fly the nest, so to speak. But that has had a secondary effect of now it's got to be more Aaron and maybe one or two people based. So I had to let Corey and Oz know that I couldn't pay him anymore. Oz was kind of like, hey, maybe down the road. I'm sorry, guys. This is really tough for me. I'm having a really hard time. If you don't know, Oz has been with this show for, 7 years. This would have been his eighth year that Oz was on the show. And, Scruffy D, maybe you shouldn't have pissed off my pillow. Maybe. So it's really tough that, we're not going to be able to have Oz here anymore. King Kong Dong says Raleigh's fucked all this up. Look, it was all of them leaving. It's just, we cut and we cut and we cut until we couldn't cut anymore. So I let Oz know that he couldn't, and Oz was really great about it, and he was really awesome. And he said, if we get new people, it sucks. If we get new people, can we get it? Basically, can we get the band back together? And I said, yeah, buddy, absolutely. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a full show tonight. And it really sucks that April isn't here with me, too, that she couldn't be here tonight to do the show, because I think that would be extremely helpful. But she's had a fucking hell of a day, too. Maybe not my story to tell. We'll maybe let her tell the story of the rough day that she's been having, and why she's not able to do the show today. If I had her here, it would help me a ton. But alas, look, she has to take care of herself. But, yeah, man, Oz has been here from the start. And it really sucked to have to tell him that, look, man, I can't pay you. And it's not like Oz, Skypes in. It's not like Oz zooms in. Oz drives in. So you can't just say, hey, keep doing the show for free. So and to have him, it's like when that stuff happens, and then, and we'll get to all your calls, guys, in just a second. Just, you know what, Granny, call in a little bit later. Once I get through this whole story, I'm going to take all your guys' calls, and we'll figure it all out. It sucks when you let someone go, and they're really cool about it, It really sucks when you say, hey, I can't keep you anymore. And the guy goes, it hurts so bad, man. It's like hurting a kid. They're like, if it gets better, can we come back? Fuck. That is so hard to read, man. I didn't think the Oz thing would, honestly, it hasn't hit me like this until I come on the air and I talk to you guys about it. And if you're new to the show, maybe you don't understand why I'm so emotional about this, but I built this show with Oz. It wouldn't have been number one on radio without him. And I honestly, I didn't plan to be such a bitch about it until just now, but like thinking back to our exchange we had today, and thinking back to how much this guy has meant to the show, it fucking kills me. It killed me to cut these guys' pay over the last year. And so Bobby Miller said in the chat, but the show is doing so well. Why are you having to make cuts? There's not enough ad revenue on YouTube. We got a lot of yellow colored videos, and we repeal them, and we request a review and everything. It's not near as much as what the ad revenue was to pay everybody. The goal doesn't change based on how many people are listening. I'm not going to ask my audience for more money. If anything, we're going to get more members, and I'm going to ask my audience for less money. I'm not going to these people who have housed us and taken care of us for the last 2 years and asking them to pay because our sponsors are shutting down. I'm not going to do that to the audience. So I have to make hard decisions. So Oz has been around since the beginning, and it fucking sucks. The other one was Corey, and I wrote to Corey, and I told him what was up, and he was really cool about it. And I said, I'm going to support I'm going to plug your show. I'm going to do everything I can to help Corey Adam Comedy and this and that. You guys have been good soldiers. And then Corey and I got to talking, and then I also thought about April, and I'm like, April's not going to be able to take this on by herself, and I certainly don't want to do shows by myself all the time. And, I can maybe ask Johnny temporarily to do an extra day and maybe throw him a couple of bucks here and there. But I just talked to Corey. I go, maybe you can come on overtime and do football stuff and do, big fight weeks. You can do boxing stuff. And finally, I just went, look, man, if you can give me 1 month to find an advertiser, to find someone to cover this hole we've got that just got created by Old Capital. You stick with me. You still do Wednesdays for another month. Give me a month. I'll pay you out of my own pocket. Give me a month. I'll find a new advertiser, and we can make this thing go again. So that's where we're at with Corey. Corey's going to be on Wednesday. I don't know if I haven't had time. April and I have had a lot of shit going on today, so I haven't had time to talk to Johnny about if he can do the show tomorrow or anything like that. We'll see. It's supposed to be bad weather, so I would assume Oz probably wouldn't be able to make it in regardless. But it's basically Oz is not here at the moment. Corey is going to stick around. He's been immensely loyal. I also want to see his show do well. I mean, that's the other thing. I feel responsible for these guys. I feel like I failed them. Fuck. I feel like I failed these guys. And they depended on me. And I haven't and as the show's gotten better and as the show's gotten bigger and I've felt the success of that, the mechanism that kept those guys here has been failing, and thus I can't keep them. So it's this weird juxtaposition where I'm like, oh, great, more listeners, more, viewers, more subscribers, this and that. And then the funding mechanism to keep all these guys is faltering. It's failing. It's going away. And so it's this weird, I should be happy, I should be thrilled. And I am. I'm very happy. This is my creation. I love this thing. And I love you guys for being with it. But like Oz has a laser engraving company. Like I believe Oz will be good. But like I don't want to leave Corey in the lurch. I want our audience to go watch his stuff. I don't want our audience to feel like they can't go watch it. So I told Corey, look, man, give me 30 days, do the show on good faith, on good credit, and we'll find somebody. So hopefully that's what's next for this program. Hulkamasha Baby says, I'm damn near crying and I don't know any of you personally. I feel like the show I love is falling apart. The show you love is still here. It looks like, maybe we'll only lose one guy out of this. I don't know. I just know that right now I'm doing everything I can to keep this whole thing together. I'm doing everything I can to keep the fans happy. Now, here's the other problem. The new fans love April. The new fans, a lot of them are here because April's my co-host many nights and on 2 days a week. And then you've got some of those new people that bitch about some of the other people. So, like any business, they are my customers. I do have to keep them happy. But at the same time, I know April has been through hell and back on this show, dealing with, what it takes to become, successful on the internet in streaming. And, it's really, stressed her out something crazy. So she made it clear today she doesn't want to do an extra day. So that's when I kind of got on the phone with Corey and I'm like, we got to find a way to make this go. And then, maybe Johnny does an extra day. Maybe we find somebody. Maybe I do this one night of soul cleansing. I do this one night of bearing it all for you. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes along and we don't have to worry about it. That would be great. But, I don't know yet. Let's throw out a few thank yous and catch up with you guys. Rupert with $9.99 says, I'm sorry, Aaron. Being a business owner isn't easy. I wish nothing but the best for all of you guys. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. We are $20 away from next Monday's goal. Black Ornament says, dude, respectfully, stop crying. No one liked Oz, my guy. So boring. A lot of people who have been here from the beginning do like Oz a lot. And many people like me, he was the first guy. He was the first second mic. I handpicked him. That's the guy I wanted to do radio with. So this does suck for me. This is really difficult. And then for him to be so cool about it and say, hey, if it goes well, if we find the advertising again, can I come back? It's like, of course, buddy. Absolutely. Worst part of my job is letting people go, says Redbeard. Yeah, I know a lot of people can relate to this. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to let you guys. Now people are saying, damn it, you're making me cry. I didn't mean to do that. Bro, stop thinking you're a bitch. It's hard times, baby. White says, hey, soldier, don't let Chad see you break down. Oh, yeah, I don't want to do that. Oh, my God, what am I thinking? Jesus. What sponsor did you lose? Old Capital, George. Old Capital was the one that is gone. Yeah, people are saying, I just got here. What happened? Old Capital Tavern closed down. And Stevie J says, Opie bought Old Cap and closed it. He's a devious foe. Maybe that's what happened. Oh, no. Seems like you just fired your boy. I don't get it. 1 month without pay and you let them go. Bobby, I know you're being contrarian here. If I can't pay people, I don't make them work for free. Like I said, if we turn this thing around, we're going to bring these guys back. But as it goes now, look, man, we're a very small business and the margins are very thin and we got to watch them. That's how it works. We operated much of last year at a loss so that we could keep this thing together. Because we started too big. I've talked to Carl about this before and he said, you started way too big. Why do you have all these people? You should have started with 2 people and built up from there. The difference is, like, the financial reality for this show was so many sponsors came with us that we had so much advertiser money that I could pay these guys ungodly amounts to come do the show. Maybe it was foolhardy of me to think that that would last a long time, but that's in where all this, the problems with all this lies. Is, my eyes were bigger than my stomach, and I learned a lot about running a business these first 2 years. That's for sure. Continuing on here, Raymond with $5 says, I'll sponsor you. Read, shop at King's Department Store, Beverly, Connecticut's finest. Thank you. I don't know what we're going to be able to drum up for business for you out in Connecticut, but I don't know. Steel Toe lost a sponsor. Oh, okay. People are just filling each other in. They will use this as a jumping off point and find something else. They're all well-known guys now, says Unquenchable Fire. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I appreciate your opinion. I don't agree with it, but you're allowed to say it. Loaded Wrench says, just remember they are grown men and you have a family. It's harsh, but you got to take care of yours first. Yep, that's the shittiest part. Is I got to take care of the kids and my family and everything else. Loses one sponsor, 2 people cut. Full week ahead of goal. April and Aaron suckfest since YouTube became. Oh, you know what? You guessed it. I'm sorry, but if you don't understand the math here, the goal just pays for us to be able to do the show. It's the advertiser money that pays for the second mics. If I don't have that advertiser money, I can only keep the 2 of us to do the show. Right now, we have enough to keep Johnny, and then hopefully we can have enough to bring everybody back. Sorry, buddy. If you don't, and I think you understand that, and I'm going to try not to get sucked too deep into that world that you're trying to bring me into, but I'm vulnerable, as you can see. I know you're just trying to be a naysayer, so I know it's not coming from a genuine place. I know that you know better, but, it's just kind of shitty regardless. Fuck that. I love the prize show, one person says. This is my fault for not doing that prank. I'm sorry, Eric. No, Herman, you're fine. You're okay. Brittany says, April is honestly why I'm here. Well, and she's, she's very popular. April and Johnny are very popular, says Gulag. Yes, they are. Very much so. Maybe give My Pillow another chance. I think that ship has sailed. I don't think My Pillow likes us very much anymore. Hulk, he's just being a melodramatic cunt. So are you. Okay. You guessed it. Says, because April sucks as a co-host. Every ape in this chat sucking the teats. God, it would suck. Like, I may be bummed out because this happened, but I would hate to be that miserable of a guy. I really would. I've been here since 3 months in, 8 years ago. This is the hardest second mic cut since Matt. The other second mics had it coming. Well, that's very nice. TNK, the neighbor's kid, says, I'll do it for free, Aaron. Just say the word. Tigger next door with a $100 super chat says, this show won't go anywhere, and we will make sure of that. We love all of you guys, and we will support as long as there's a show to support. Thank you very much, buddy. That puts us 200 away from Monday evening's goal. So you guys are a full week ahead. Thank you. Continuing on, bring Chad aboard. Boy, there's a hell of an idea, huh? Should we get Chad in here? That would work pretty well. Hutch Not Starsky with $20 says, time to rally, kids. Let's get after it. Now, again, I want you guys to know, no matter how far ahead we get on the goal, this doesn't have any impact on the second mics. I need to get on the email. I need to get on the phone. I need to find somebody to advertise where we can, bring these guys back. That's what I need to do, is put my sales hat back on. Catsnap Karen says, I like the variety of second mics. Different opinions make the show interesting, but it's a difficult time. I'll miss all of them. Like I said, Corey's back. Corey's going to be here for this month, and we're going to work to fill that gap that Old Capital left. Rebel Coolidge says, you're reminding me of Rick Dalton when he found out he had to do Italian movies. This is just temporary. You're a smart guy. You will get this shit straightened out, and it'll be even better. If you need anything engraved, absolutely call Oz AP Lasers. Yeah, you guessed it, just still purposely not understanding to be a dick. That's fine. Hacksaw Jim Duggan says, you're making me cry tears of joy because Corey's days are numbered. That's very sweet of you. That's very, very nice. Hi Main says, shoulda, woulda, coulda. You did the right thing bringing your guys with you. Thanks, buddy. Look, I know. Oz is the OG and should stay. Corey should be the one to go. Nobody likes him. He blows. Look, the decision I'm making is so that Johnny and April don't have to do extra days, and I can buy myself a little time to work out a solution to this. That's what this is. Is April willing to do weekends at Chad's? Yes. Bobby says, I knew all those all-you-can-eat days were too good to be true. All-you-can-eat. King Kong Dong with $5 says, been here since the birth. Matt, Oz, and Corey are the hardest cuts. Everyone else was easy. Well, they're never easy for me. I will tell you that. They're never easy for me. Don't respond to the gays. All right. Fair enough. I guess you got to start the foot only fans, Aaron. We're a ways away from that. I promise. Oh, thank you guys for the... I'm sorry I'm scrolling through so many of these, but I'm never going to get caught up. Thank you guys, all of you who are saying best of luck, everything else. I just... look, again, I hope we can keep our guys. That's all. Chad will do it for 20 a week. Yeah, maybe we can find Wrestling Otaku. Maybe Wrestling Otaku will do the show with me. I don't know. Have you considered getting implants and an indoor hot tub? Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's start with the phone calls. I've yammered on with the chat enough. Let's go to your guys' thoughts.
Call from
Marquise Harris.
What's up, Marquise?
Listen, damn it. You're Aaron Einhold. This is just a bump on the road for you. You are a fucking strong, wise, intelligent man with German blood. You will fucking figure this shit out. You hear me? None of this crying. I believe in you, goddammit. Otherwise, I wouldn't be listening to the show.
Wow, thank you.
By the way, if you need a token hire, diversity hire, I can send you some of my press clippings.
All right. Well, look, if I need one of one of the brothers, if we need one of the brothers, we'll give you a call.
I'll be happy to be an unpaid intern.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
All right, man. All right, no problem.
All right. There's Marquise. All right. And by the way, the phone number is pinned to the top of the page. If you'd like to call in, I do have to thank where'd it go here? Mindy Lee 3785 and Wildcard with $20 over there on PayPal. Thank you very much. 160 away from next Monday evening's goal. All right, so if any of you want to call in and leave your thoughts and all of that good stuff, 320-204-5713. That's 320-204-5713 for your thoughts and to call into the show. People are asking how much do the second mics make monthly. We'll cover it. I will not do that at all. I will not do that at all. I will not. I won't make the audience pay for that. They already pay to keep this show on the air. We're going to find another way to do it. Let's go to the phones again.
Call from
Exactly 6 million.
What's going on, buddy?
Hey,
What's up?
exactly 6 million.
What's that?
You see, the problem is signed up for my program.
What?
The Exactly 6 million program.
Exactly 6 million. Yes, I'm familiar.
Yeah, the Exactly 6 million program. Like, it teaches you how to make a lot more money.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
No, I started a program because Andrew Tate's in jail, so I'm filling the void.
Oh, you want to be one of the second mics?
Am I not coming through correctly?
I'm
kind of in the middle of nowhere.
I can't really understand you.
That sucks. Well, I know when to get out of here, so I'll let you get back to the show.
Thank you, buddy. Oh, what the fuck. All right, Granny, the phone lines are open if you'd like to call back in again. Was anybody else getting that? Like, I feel bad because I really didn't understand what the hell he was trying to say. I know there's a guy in our chat, exactly 6 million. But but I didn't know I didn't know what he was saying. Okay, good. So nobody else really knew what the hell he was talking about. Just a Dabbler should be on the show. Aaron agrees, says Just a Dabbler. All right, let's go to...
Fuck you. Fuck.
Granny, what's going on, buddy?
Hello?
Hi. Oh, shit. Yes. This is going to drag down the show. I'm going to hang up. Let's do it. Let's do a good job this time.
It's not good. Listen, Aaron, this isn't going to drag down the show. I just want to say that we lost Oz and Corey today.
Well, we lost Oz temporarily, and Corey's going to be here for the month to see if we can figure this thing out.
Oh, okay. So just Oz is lost.
Yeah, I got to run, buddy. I can't. Like, I appreciate Granny leaning into the bit, but it's almost so good of an impression of Jake that it's as boring as Jake. So I can't stick with it, or I just get nervous that it's like that. Like everybody's like, "Oh, this fucking sucks. Let's get out of here. Let's be done. Let's be done with the show for the day." Oh boy, yeah, that's what it is. It's way too good of a Jake impression. And if it's too good of a Jake impression, it's going to be as boring as Jake is. All right, let's go to another phone call here.
Call from
TNK, the neighbor's kid.
What's up, TNK?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. Could you turn down the thing? Turn your computer down because I'm hearing both of you.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got it off.
All right, thank you, buddy. What's up?
Just wanted to tell you I'm a big fan of the show. Picked on this at random like 4 months ago. Sorry to hear you going through hard times, but I'm going to continue to be a fan, and one of these days I might even give you some money.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, buddy. We appreciate that. And yeah, we're gonna keep going. We're doing fine. That's the thing. Like, the show is doing fine, numbers wise, goal wise, everything like that. It's just the damn thing that pays the second mics. We just can't seem to keep that straight, as it were. Kids. I mean, they're dropping like flies.
Times are tough everywhere.
Yeah. Well, thank you, buddy.
I understand. Of course, man. Thank you very much for the entertainment. I'll be around.
No problem. That's TNK, the neighbor's kid. 320-204-5713. KYP Stu says Aaron is authentic, and that's why this works. Keep your head up. I'm so authentic that I'm telling you guys, I don't know if I can handle a whole show tonight. I'm just, it's just a lot of shit going on. And, April dipped out today. I understand why. I get it, but it's been a rough, busy day. Hey, if you're calling from a number that shows up restricted, I'm sorry, guys. We've just had bad experiences with people doing dumb shit, calling from restricted numbers, so we just don't take them. So if your number comes up restricted, don't take it personally. I got to hang up on you because I don't want to lose my my fucking channel, as it were. Well, I think that's enough crying and pissing them on. All right, ladies, enough crying in the breast milk. Let's go ahead and do a show, shall we? I've got some stories for you. I've got some things to talk about. All just funny, silly stories. All just wacky stuff. I don't really have anyone to bounce them off of today, but we can always go to you guys, and I can always get on a good solid rant today. I'm not, the rants, I have to feel them, but and I'm not really feeling a good, like shitting on something rant today, but we'll see what happens. Let's go to the phones again. They're ringing a lot tonight.
Call from.
It's Hulk Hogan Logan, brother.
What's up, Hulk Hogan Logan?
Hulk Hogan Logan wants to talk. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, brother? Yeah. Jesus. The one night I opened the show up, I opened the phones up because I'm thinking people want to say goodbye to Oz, or people want to, say their farewells or whatever. And I open up the phones, and it's just tragedy and horseshit, and it just reminds you why you don't go to the phones normally. Thank you, Compound David, for the $10 super chat. All right, let's try again.
Call from.
Timothy.
Timothy?
Hey, what's up, Aaron?
Not too much, buddy. What can I do for you?
Hey, I'm just calling to let it be known that I think you've been completely disrespectful to Greg Opie Hughes.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, I don't want to be disrespectful to Opie. What have I done?
Think of all this cash you've made because you've been completely inspired by his radio legacy. No, let that sink in. The food on your table is from Greg Opie Hughes.
Holy shit, really?
Not directly, but indirectly. Don't you understand?
Oh my God! See, I was more of a Stern and Anthony Cumia guy. Opie was kind of the guy just running the board. But I get it. I hear you.
Yeah, but Opie discovered Anthony. He picked him off the streets, dude.
Well, yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. If he hadn't picked Anthony up off the streets, then he would have been an overnight DJ in Long Island.
That's true. You got a point there. What do you think of Jim Norton, by the way? I think he fucking stinks now.
Really? I don't listen to his new show. I kind of stopped around the Opie and Jim days, so I don't know. I've always found Jim to be very funny, but I kind of...
You saw what he said?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. That's all.
No problem. But you saw what he said on Joe Rogan Experience, right? I'm not going to go into that on your show.
How long ago was this?
Where he was talking about his childhood.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
It's on a Red Bar episode where he talked about blowing his friends when he was in third grade.
Yeah, the Monster Rain thing. Yeah, he named a whole comedy special after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talked about that on the radio many, many, many times.
He's dead to me. I can't look at him the same after
So
that.
wait, he's dead to you because he blew his friends when he was a kid?
Yeah, he's basically a pedophile. If you think about
Well,
it,
no,
he has
because
those
he
memories in his brain.
But he was a kid as well.
Right, but that's when he developed his sexuality. Think about it.
Okay. All right.
He's dead to me. He stinks.
All right. Well, I'm sorry,
He
sir,
was
but
bobbing his head like a circus seal.
I'm really glad we can kind of come to an understanding on Opie, though.
All right. But yes, he did give you the money. You should thank him. Have him on your show. Greg Opie Hughes.
I tried to have him on
Greg
my
Opie
show.
Hughes.
He went through my entire catalog and found me saying one negative thing about him and then told me he wouldn't do my show.
What was that you said?
I said that he wasn't funny. He may not be funny, but at least he has a family.
That's true. That's
right?
true.
Yeah, see, I'm not telling any lies. All right. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, all right. Just one more closer thing. Look into the Salvo pancake leaks. All right. See
People
you,
keep telling me to look into that. I got it. Somebody send them to me, and I'll look into it.
Oh, you got to look into it. You're going to love it.
I will take a look.
He nuked his social medias because of it.
Holy
He's
shit.
bisexual, apparently. He's a cup. He takes it up the butt.
Wow.
All sorts of crazy stuff. You're gonna love it.
Allegedly,
All right.
correct?
Allegedly, yes. I don't want to
Thank
get
you.
sued.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'll look into it, buddy. Thank you.
All right. Steel toe rocks. Good night.
Thanks, you too. See that? He can call in and say, I owe Opie everything, and we can be friends at the end. Fair and Balance with $5 says, redirecting my audience to you tonight after my show. Show my people some love, you jerk. I'm done in about 15 minutes. All right, well, then I gotta amp up and do a great show for you guys. Then enough of this sad shit. And Hacksaw, be nice to Farron. She's been very wonderful to this program.
Call from
It's Dan Halen.
What's up, Dan?
No, it's Stan.
Oh,
Stan Halen.
Stan Halen. What's up, Stan Halen?
Oh, Stan Halen. I mean, he is not happy. Not happy right now.
Okay. What have I done to Stan Halen?
Stan Halen is not happy. He got rid of Oz. Whatever, that's fine. Stan Halen does not like Corey.
Okay, so Stan Halen doesn't like Corey and is upset that Corey's going to stick around for a little bit.
No, to be honest, no, I like Corey. I don't like you.
Well, now, wait, that sounds like you've changed your mind from the beginning of your call.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so you like Corey and Oz, you don't like me. So if I step down and just hand the show to them, would that be better for you?
No, Stan Halen does not like that.
Stan Halen, I feel like I can't keep you happy.
No, I'm never satisfied. It's a curse.
Okay, well then how's this? How's this? I'll keep doing the show, and then if you want to hate it all the time, you can.
Ooh, I don't like that either.
Damn it.
Nope,
All right.
Nope, not a fan.
All right. I'll keep trying, Stan. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Oh, fuck. This is, if you're wondering why we don't give out the phone number very often, I think this might have something to do with it. $4.99 from Wildcard. He says, been here since 2017. Love all the second mics. You will figure it out. I believe in you, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it. And no, I have not finished Banshees of Inisherin yet. So I will work for it. Or I will work on it. All right, let's get into our stories tonight. Why don't I take the number down? There we go. We'll unpin it. And I think we're, 140 away from next Monday night's goal? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Airports have seen their share of upset customers over the last few days. You got the whole Southwest thing going on, and I think, dude, all that Southwest shit, I don't even have a Southwest flight for our vacation that we're taking later this year. And this is booked months and months in advance, and our flight got changed. Like months and months down the road, our flight got changed. So, it's having impact everywhere. You got the harsh weather. You got Southwest having their problems. There's a story out of Tampa with a local teacher helping people locate their lost luggage. But that's not what this story is about. This is one from Miami. Well, this article is written really weird. At first watch, it looks like she missed a connecting flight. She's going from Miami to Tampa. And the woman is apparently losing her mind and throwing laptops and all kinds of other shit at the staff. We'll play the video for you here in just a second. We're going to cut off the phones in just a minute, guys. This will be our last one.
Call from
Herman the Great.
All right, Herman the Great. What's up, buddy?
Not too much. I'll make this very, very brief. I'm a steel toe for life. I know tough decisions have to be made in business, Aaron, but
Sure.
I'm here for you guys. I'm here for Corey. I'm not very familiar with Oz because I'm still sort of new to the show, but
Okay.
I'm here for you in April and whatever you guys need. And if you really want me to host one morning for free, I'll do it.
Wow.
For real. I'm not even joking.
All right. Well, I
will
man,
seriously do it.
if I'm ever, dying in bed and really sick, I might take you up on that offer, bud.
Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely do it, man. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to keep you too long, but love you guys. I love Aaron. Or I love you, Aaron. I love April. Oz, I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're a great guy. And Corey, you're fucking awesome. You guys are all fucking awesome. Love you guys.
Thank you, Herman. Bumbaclo says maybe Salvo can co-host. He's got nothing going on right now. I see all these people with these Salvo allegations, and I keep telling people, AaronImholtRadio@gmail.com. Send me the Salvo stuff. Oh, wait, am I an asshole? I think somebody did this morning, and I forgot about it. Uh-oh. God, I get too many fucking emails throughout the day. I think I might have gotten the Salvo thing. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. That was something else. Okay, this was a different... Okay, good. I haven't gotten the Salvo thing from anyone. I was about to really feel like an idiot there for a second. Not something I'm not used to, right? All right, so let's go to this thing in Florida. This woman apparently had a wee bit too much to drink and had some kind of problem with the airline.
Passenger is
We can't maximize this?
Walter. Please recheck over at gate E11 and passengers Brown and Butler, party of 2, recheck at gate E11.
They stupid and they have not believed. I believe since 2015 the Lord is coming and you bitches are dumb.
So what I'm getting so far is that nobody's listening to her. I can't imagine why. She's been saying it since 2015, but the Lord is coming and y'all bitches is dumb. Usually when you're going to insult the intelligence of another person, proper grammar should go into effect, but I guess in this case, it's not that important when you have a crazy bitch ranting at the airport at the top of her lungs. And you know what I love about the human condition? The way it should be, if we ran a proper society where the strong survived and this, that, and the other thing, like an appropriate Darwinian precept, somebody would be like smashing this woman's face on the counter and going, shut the fuck up and either get on the plane or get committed, you crazy bitch. And this would be done. Like somebody would be allowed to do something. In like a healthy society, physically stopping this woman from doing what she's doing should be legal. It should be allowed. But now if somebody does that, and God forbid they're an employee, they're going to end up getting sued. The airline gets sued. The airport gets sued. The whole deal. When in reality, it would be a lot better if we just allowed somebody to knock what remaining teeth are out of this woman's head, and then everybody goes on. The fact that you have people just kind of looking at their tablets and looking forward, getting on the plane, and just kind of walking like zombies and like looking at this woman helplessly like, oh, there's nothing we can do about it. I hate that. I hate that. That's not right. That it doesn't feel like there's a sense of justice that I feel like I'm missing because they're not allowed to hit this lady or they're not allowed to restrain this lady or stop her. It's like that woman who was asking for her children at the airport not too long ago, and she was ripping computers out of the terminal, and she was chucking them at people, and she was like all pissed off and angry. They needed 3 police officers so they could grab her by the arm, but not too hard, escort her away, take her away so they could properly detain her. It should be okay to physically just thrash somebody, like physically stop them from doing what they're doing, and then we can worry about the practicality of arrest and all of that stuff. But when I see the people just kind of walking in line, having to stare this way and just look away from what's going on, I always feel like that's wrong. I always feel like those people who are looking away should be allowed to look into it as a group, pick this woman up, and chuck her across the airport. That should be allowed. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm interrupting her. Jesus is coming back, and y'all bitches are dumb.
Hello? You're in charge, right?
Oh shit. Okay, so now she's throwing computers too. Is that the new thing at airports? Did I not get the memo? Now we're just throwing computers? I haven't been to the airport where they've been throwing computers, but apparently when you get upset now, you chuck the laptop at somebody. And by the way, when you yell at someone, "Are you in charge?" I think the throwing the computer at them thing, this is why I think we need to be allowed to physically intervene on people like this. Technically, no, he's not in charge. The person who's allowed to rant and rave like a drunken lunatic and chuck a laptop at somebody, technically, isn't that the person in charge now? Nothing can continue. These people can't keep doing their jobs until this crazy bitch gets neutralized. So, in my opinion, if it's if it's preventing these people from doing the jobs they're supposed to do, everyone should be allowed to neutralize her. But nope, you'll get sued. It just doesn't seem like justice.
You need to step over there. Over there. Over there. I need to go. Because y'all people are stupid and are dumb. The God is coming. He's coming.
Wow. Jesus. I do like that last lady that came in, though. Like, she looked like an airline employee, but she also looked like she was ready to start some shit. Like she's not too far removed from her bar fighting days in like the hard scrabble neighborhood that she grew up in. It sounded like kind of a northeastern accent too. Like she was in the bars of Boston and she was just fighting bitches and ripping hair out and just knocking teeth out every night. And then they got her a nice job at the airport and, that satisfied her for a little while. But once in a while, the beast has to come out. Again, you got to let those people go to work. You have to let those people physically. There's got to be somebody on your airline staff where you go, 2 things. 1, we'll always get his back if he has to physically intervene so we can avoid a lawsuit. And 2, the guy who looks like he can handle everybody and stop everybody. That, to me, would be the way you would handle those things. You would have a guy, not even a bouncer. He's got to already be an employee because I don't want to have to expand people's payroll. Certainly I'm sensitive to that today. I don't want to have to expand their payroll to hire a guy. I mean a guy who just already works for the airline or already works for the airport. But now you add problem solver to the list of things he does, and he does that. He just handles women like that. Stevie J says, so if this lady lost her children too, who is stealing all the children? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't think that this woman lost her children, though. I think this woman was just a crazy bitch. So there's, I don't think it's the same drama that we experienced in the other story, so to speak. 8,000 British people. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but 8,000 Brits got a huge surprise this Christmas when Doncaster Surgery sent them a text that they had terminal lung cancer with metastasis. Now, spoiler alert, all 8,000 of these people did not all test positive for lung cancer at one place in the same week. That would be unheard of. But it was actually meant to be a Merry Christmas wish sent by this surgery place. So I don't know who did the copy paste wrong. I don't know. Oh, you know what it is? Cancer, Christmas. So in their category, in their like little machine, they have a cancer greeting. Like, hey, sorry, you've got stage 4 cancer. Sorry about them's the breaks, you know? That's not far from Christmas, which is probably next down on the list. Somebody fat fingered a touch screen, and now we end up here. What's really bad is that an hour later, the surgery center texted again and said the previous text was a mistake. What they wanted to say was, and this was the message, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now, for most people, I'm sure they saw the text and they went, the fuck is going wrong at the surgery center down there? They must have had some kind of issue. But I imagine there was at least 1 or 2 people who have had like a biopsy or had some kind of cancer screening done in the last couple weeks and hadn't heard back about their test yet. And were none too pleased to see that message. So here is the original. From the forwarded letters at CMP, blank has asked for you to do a DS 1500 for the above patient. Diagnosis, aggressive lung cancer with metastases. Thanks. That was the text. To 8,000 people. It was a mass customer text. The next text, please accept our sincere apologies for the previous text message sent in error. Our message to you should have read, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. In case of emergency, please contact NHS 111. I don't mean to be a Grinch, but the first message does seem to really be taken away by the second one. Always nice, even if it's a mass text being sent out to people. Always nice to hear Merry Christmas. Never good to hear that you've got stage 4 lung cancer with metastasis. So when you get the first one and you go, oh, sorry, man, take 2, Merry Christmas. It's like, you guys missed that one by a country mile. And by the way, to everyone in the chat saying Farron sent you, thank you very much. You've missed the somber part of this evening's show. For the next hour or so, it's all stories and good stuff. I promise. And I'll even try to be funny for you. How's that? Good? We good now? We set? Thank you, Farron. Very sweet. Imagine the people who didn't get the second text, though. Or the people who got the cancer screening and are like, no, wait a minute. I understand you want to send me a happy, Merry Christmas, but did the test still come back positive? So many questions. That's why it's always good. Measure twice, cut once. That's all I'm saying. Did you guys see Lex Fridman on, I think this was New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? Lex Fridman made himself look like a pretentious dickbag, which I understand for Lex Fridman is nothing new. Lex has always been, it's always weird to me when people don't see through certain people. And Lex Fridman is one of those people to me where I don't understand what people see. I don't get the people that see Lex Fridman and go, wow, he's great. Is it a Rogan bump thing? Because it's the same thing with Schaub. It's, maybe the same thing with Segura and these other guys where, like, if Rogan says they're good, you do not question him, which is strange to me because even though I like Joe Rogan, at the same time, if he told me someone was good, I would still use my ears and my brain and go, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you, Joe. People say Lex Fridman lacks broadcasting instincts and he sucks at talking. He's trying to do like this intellectual NPR interview guy thing, but he also wants to be a jiu-jitsu guy like Rogan. Like, to me, Lex Fridman seems like a cyborg who's doing an impression of the different kinds of humans that he's uploaded into his mainframe. Does that make sense? And then every once in a while, he'll come out with stuff where you go, do you listen back to yourself and hear how you sound? And, ugh, you're giving me the heebie-jeebies, for fuck's sake. Lex has always been a cocky, Jesus, Chris. Aaron, he needs to get picked on badly. I mean, we've made fun of Lex Fridman quite a bit on this program. Although Help Me says, please dunk on Lex Fridman more. Lex put out, and this is like one of the douchiest things you can do. If you ever think of doing this, do me a favor, don't. It's never. Lex Fridman put out his reading list, or no, his list of books he's going to be reading in 2023. Every week he's going to read a new book. You know, I'm going to lose people on this take. Reading books is not the, highfalutin, nose up in the air, fucking Ivy League sign of intelligence that it used to be. Enough. Yes, reading lots of books was crazy in the 70s. You must have been so smart. It must have been, oh my God, the intellect, the vocabulary that this guy has. But now with like YouTube and all the streaming services, like you could take a week to read a book or you could watch a fucking documentary, and you can get the same thing off of it. You can know all the same shit. Half the reason these people who read all these books in the 21st century are only reading them to look like they're intellectuals in the first place. So what's the difference if you know the thing from a documentary or you know the thing from a book? The whole, again, I'm going to lose people on this. Reading books is overrated. It is. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying, that reading is terrible. If you read books, you're gay or anything like that. But there's a lot of people who put a value on reading books where just because they read a book, they're really, really smart. I don't believe it. I believe, A, it takes more than that. And B, with the proliferation of the internet and documentaries and streaming services, your brain can house the same information from a documentary that it can from a book. Now, some people in the chat are saying, I like books. No one's saying you can't like books. Someone says, do audiobooks count? But audiobooks, another one where that's another way to get the same information. Citizen M saying, Aaron, you have to stop. This is so gay and wrong. Again, I'm not saying people who read books are bad and they have to stop reading books. I'm saying people who read books and then make that part of their identity. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? People think that I'm shitting on reading books. I'm saying if you're like Lex Fridman and you go, here's my reading list. Here's what I'm going to read. Look at what I'm reading, everybody. Aren't I an amazing reader? It's so gay. It's so cringy. It's not, I don't know. I said I was going to lose people for this take, but you know what? The more I repeat it, the more I'm standing by it. If you have to suck your own dick about how many books you read, like, look, man, read your books, like your books, gain your intelligence from the books you're reading, learn shit about them. But like to sit there and post on Twitter and like humble brag, this is what I'm reading and this isn't how long I'm reading it. Fuck off. So Lex Fridman tweeted, I'm reading a book a week in 2023. Classics, sci-fi, nonfiction, or anything highly recommended. I'll keep adjusting the list. Start on Monday, done by Sunday. Might make low-key videos of takeaways. If you want to read along, here's the First of all, you never tell people what kind of car you want to buy. And you never tell people what book you're reading. Because it's never going to go well because everybody's a critic. Everybody's a dick about it. So you tell people what you're reading and they'll go, oh, basic shit. Oh, I read that in high school. Hey, I want to get this car. Well, good luck with their electrical system. It breaks down all the time. Bad news. Every car breaks down at some point all the time. You're never getting around it. If you want to take the tact that like, oh, well, I bought this car and it's a domestic car and it's cheaper to repair okay, that's understandable. But someone saying, don't buy that car. It breaks down. That's dumb. Like all cars break down. It just happens. So Lex going, look at the books I'm reading. This was my take. So for those of you who are saying it was a bad take, Aaron, you're retarded. I'm saying putting your reading list on Twitter and going, here's what I'm reading, and I'm going to read a book a week, and I might even do videos of my takeaways from the books, and here you go if you want to read along. It's a little too gay and preachy to me. And people were criticizing him for the books he put on there. 1984 by George Orwell. I remember sophomore year. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Brave New World, The Stranger, Meditations, On the Road by Kerouac, Foundation, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, Old Man in the Sea, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I mean, this sounds like a guy who's like, I'm going to go deep into a band a week. And here's the songs I'm going to listen to. Ready? Week of January 2nd, Metallica. And you know what I'm going to listen to? Get ready. It's going to blow your mind. Enter Sandman. I'm going to go deep with Metallica, man. Hey, man, I'm going to listen to Pink Floyd the following week. They're heavy, right? And I'm going to listen to Another Brick in the Wall. Right? I might even get a little crazy and go with Wish You Were Here. I like to go deep with my bands. Lex is just that impression of an intellectual. Lex, instead of like getting really smart, Lex watched a lot of really smart people and then just started mimicking what he thought they did to look smart. So people were tweeting about him and they were shitting on Lex pretty hard. If you don't get why between 2019 and 2022, I turned down exactly 10 requests to be on this guy's podcast, this will provide a succinct explanation, said Nassim Nicholas Taleb. Because, I mean, yeah, you put out a high school seniors reading list and said, oh, boy, look at the smart big boy books that I'm going to be reading, huh? Oh, The Stranger by Camus. Come on, right? I even say his name right. Yeah, what are you going to do afterwards? Write a book report and turn it in third period, Lex? God, everything this guy does just seems so run through a processor. It's just, there's a humanity lacking in Lex that I just can't get beyond. Let's catch up with you guys and what you thought about the whole thing. First, let's thank Fair and Balanced, not only for all the people she sent over here, but also with the $10 super chat. Says Fair and Folk here, follow Steel Toe Show, now Fair and Peeps. Steel Toe Morning Show, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central, Monday through Friday. It's how I start my mornings now. It's a blasty blast. It's the gayest way I've ever heard it put, but I appreciate it very much. And to our audience, go subscribe to Farron as well, if you haven't already, you son of a bitch. Let's continue on. I'll skip past the crucifying I'm getting on the book thing. Although, I do have a couple people saying I agree with Aaron, but then again, we're probably all really stupid. Don't book them, Dano. No, John, I'm not going to have a book burning party. I'm just saying book nerds are insufferable. Read a book because you enjoy reading. Read a book because you think it does something for you. But the people who go like, it's like cyclists who wear their cycling clothes when they're not cycling. Shut the fuck up. Aaron is right about the book nerds. They use it as an intellectual humble brag. Right? And it's also, they use it as a way to be lazy about everything else intellectually. Have you ever seen a person who reads a lot of books start losing an argument? And they go, oh, well, have you read this? Like they try to go, hey, I've read this. So the fact that I'm looking like an ass in this debate here, it's only because you haven't read The Stranger. It's like, yeah, get fucked. That's just, you're pulling a Hail Mary out. Do I need to Google Lex Fridman? I have no idea who this guy is. No, you'll be better off not knowing. Gray Duckling says, I completely agree. All reading is gay. I don't think I said all reading is, you know what? You're right. I lost the plot on this one. Is this the kind of stuff we were forced to read in literature class? I don't know, but it does seem like you skipped it. Fair and Balance says, I just learned what Sandman meant the other day. It means you're falling asleep. Have you never played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? Hey guys, why did we time out Brown Candy? That was not okay. Brown Candy was fine. He didn't say anything bad. Help me. Were you, was that a fumble finger move? Was that a fuck up on your part? Because I hope Help Me comes back from his time out here and understands that is not something I wanted. Triple N says, Lex wants to be Sam Harris so bad, and Sam is also gay. Well, I don't think the gayness is like the 22nd thing wrong with him. No. It's the pretentiousness, and He's clearly doing it because he thinks it looks good. Lex Fridman doesn't have his own thoughts. Lex Fridman doesn't have his own ideas. Lex Fridman has what he thinks the cool kids will think is awesome or the intellectual kids will think is smart, and he goes and tries to throw that out there. And also when he tries to get professorial and deep with people on his show, it just always looks like a 16-year-old talking about how the world's going to, be their oyster and shit. It's awful. I really don't understand the fascination with Lex Fridman. Fair and Balanced with $10 says, if you can, my audience loves comedians, and I told them you're funny. If you can please break down the Tom Segura controversy. Still floored by this. My audience will love your breakdown. Well, we have a whole big video of the Tom Segura thing on this channel. So if after the show you guys want to watch our Tom Segura coverage, go on our videos. It's a clip from one of our live shows. You'll absolutely love it. It's pretty good. You're gonna and while you're here, hit the sub button. We crossed over 7,300 this morning. Who knows? Maybe we cross over another milestone by the end of today. Who knows? Let's see. Where are we at the moment? Oh yeah, pushing 7325. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Maybe we get to 74. Jay Santos says maybe you can hire Oz back as just a mod. Hi Main says Lex is all about love, man. Like, wow, love. The world would be so much better with love. Amazing. See, that's what I'm screaming. That to me, what Hi Main just said, that's every episode of Lex Fridman's podcast I've ever watched. Or do you do jujitsu, bro? He's like nerd, bro. I don't understand it. Again, he overloads his circuits sometimes. He's Autobot 5000. And sometimes his circuits get overloaded, and he doesn't know if he should be talking about how intellect is the love of life or if we're tumbling on the mats. Shit. I'm getting I didn't realize how worked up I was over Lex Fridman. I got nobody down here with me to balance me out and, kind of keep me from blowing up, and here I am. Ben Horseman says love is for nerds. Look, that's not the point I was trying to get across, but thank you for engaging. Lex is a husk of a man. There's nothing inside, says help me. I agree. Husk of a man. A former Alabama prison guard was arrested and faces a litany of charges regarding promoting contraband in a state prison. Now, this is not uncommon. I don't know how often they get caught, but a lot of times, since prison guards don't make a ton of money, there's a way to make kind of a side hustle smuggling things into prisons. Obviously, I'm not telling any tales out of school. I mean, my God, we've all seen Shawshank, am I right? I love how everybody sees Shawshank and they're like, oh, who do you think the red of that prison is? I'm like, it ain't that glamorous, bro. That's there's a lot of shit hiding up people's assholes. It's not these big pillowcases full of whiskey and playing cards and stuff. It's some guy with a heroin balloon up his asshole, unfortunately. And in this case, you have a guy in Alabama, and he's smuggling contraband into the prison, gets caught. Now, if you're going to get caught for smuggling contraband, I would imagine there's some contraband in the prison that's looked at as really bad. There's other stuff that's looked at as, hey, man, come on, don't be doing that. That's not okay. And then there's other stuff that if you're a prison guard and you get caught and you have to be prosecuted for smuggling in, you feel like a fucking idiot. In this man's case, the former Alabama prison guard was arrested for smuggling hamburgers. He was the goddamn Cheeseburger Eddie of this Alabama prison, and he was risking it all, risking his life, his family, his well-being, his living, all for what? To bring cheeseburgers to murderers and rapists. I hope the pay was good. Limestone Correctional Facility officer Jason Chambers and his wife Sophia Chambers turned themselves into the Limestone County Sheriff's Office after the Alabama Department of Corrections issued warrants for their arrests for smuggling and selling illicit hamburgers at the correctional facility over a 5-month period. The complaint on the warrant read, ADOC agent Ken Pierce has probable cause for believing that James Wesley Chambers intentionally and unlawfully makes, obtains, or possesses contraband, to wit, hamburgers. Now, I don't know why this is bothering me so much, but I need to know if he's smuggling them in like McDonald's, like Cheeseburger Eddie did, or if if his wife is cooking the burgers, sending them with him, and these guys are getting homemade burgers. And to be honest, like, couldn't you just ask the warden, like, hey, do you mind if I bring in some cheeseburgers for some of the, the guys on good behavior? I mean, sure, he'll tell you no, but smuggling them? Juice doesn't seem worth the squeeze. I mean, how much can you make to smuggle cheeseburgers into a hospital? Compound David says Lex Fridman has 2.5 million subscribers. Look, there's no accounting for taste, man. There is no accounting for taste. Yeah, new people absolutely like and subscribe. And yes, DC, he is the literal Hamburglar. Thank you, Alex Bernal, for the $2. He says, pray for us with 2 legs still tomorrow. But the guards don't have to use their prison wallets, though, right? Oh, God, I hope not with cheeseburger. Yeah, you don't want these guys to have to shove cheeseburgers up their asshole. And if you're still eating a cheeseburger that was in some man's asshole, I can't imagine how bad the food in that prison must be. Because that's a man desperate for a hunk of meat. And not the usual that you get in that place. The real name of Pound Sign is Humper Stump. Okay, thank you. Jay Santos says, I can truck in really good West Coast bud for the second mics to sell so they can earn their keep. No, we're not going to engage in drug trafficking. But thank you. Dub says, or Bruce Willis, who had a watch given to him after spending years up some dude's ass in a war prison camp. Yes. That's, I guess, okay. It was your birthright. And he was damned if some is going to get his hands on it. Yes, I've been known for smuggling pickles. High Main says, wait, he keistered cheeseburgers? We don't know. It doesn't say in this story if the guy had the cheeseburgers in his ass, which, by the way, is something we should know because that's pretty much the only thing we want to know about this story. Did you keep the cheeseburgers up your asshole? We're waiting. Nothing. I can't see. 1 count of promoting prison contraband. 4 counts of bribing a public servant, 1 count of conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance for a cheeseburger. At least it could have been Coke. It would have been worth it. So that's just his wife. He faces 6 counts for promoting prison contraband, 7 counts of using his office for personal gain, and 1 count of conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance. In addition to the hamburgers, the complaint says the couple smuggled in a smartwatch and a National Geographic magazine. What, did they want to look at the African titties in there? Is that something to jack off to? Boy, guys get desperate in prison. Makes you want to obey the law. However, the hamburgers are the basis of most of the charges levied against the couple. They were booked and released on a $5,000 bond. It doesn't say anything about how much time they face. Any amount of time spent in prison over smuggling cheeseburgers is a sentence no man should want to pay. Just a Dabbler says, I'm going to kill my liver and drink number 7. I'm going to work for Steel Toe. Mark my words. Hey, shoot for the stars, man. Shoot for the stars. Triple N, yes, 2 men, 2 mice fell in a bucket of cream. We get it. KTB says, I'm willing to pay $30 to DoorDash for a decent burger right now. If I hadn't had one in years, I'm willing to bet I'd pay a lot more. Are you willing to pay the ass price, though? That's the question. Thank you very much to Farron Bal. Oh, my God, $50 from Farron. Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous of you. She says, A&J love the show, politics, pop culture, and comic culture. Segura ragged on his audience for being losers, but gained following from losers. A&J are actual broadcasters who know how to build a show. It shows. Follow. Won't be disappointed in the morning. Thank you, Farron. That is far too kind. You're paying to advertise us. Thank you. That's very sweet. Earl Skakel says, I'm going to bring Steel Toe and Zumach together like Rhodes made Koloff a good guy. Well, I'm clearly the babyface in this whole thing. I don't know. I think what happened with Chad was he tried really hard. He tried with the kids thing and all that stuff, and we didn't stop. And now Chad's new thing is now when we get brought up, he changes the subject again. So Chad didn't know how he wanted to play it. I said from the beginning, we're far too obnoxious for you, Chad. We're far too annoying. It's not going to end well for you. And then Chad just tried to drink himself to death. And that didn't work. And then he yelled about April and the kids and everything else, and that didn't work. And now he's just back to, fuck it, I just won't talk about the guy. We outlast all of them. That's the problem. We outlast all of these guys. They all give up. Admiral Dewey says Misery Loves Company met their money goal today. They met their goal. Chad is funnier. Yeah, Chad now just yells about the goal over and over. Like, it's a fun little tribute to our show, and I guess every other listener-supported show that does a goal. But hearing him do it every time, like even Kevin Brennan the other day was like, Chad, is that all you got? You're just yelling the same thing over and over. It's just, ugh, it's terrible. Again, every time I rip on him, it's just you end up feeling bad for the guy. Fair and Balanced says, talked enough to your beautiful wife, and you and I are true broadcasters, born in 86. We've been through the same trenches, love promoting the good ones. Well, thank you. That's, again, very, very kind of you. Thank you. And they call steel toe camel toe on Misery Loves Company. See what I mean? Like, is that even worth going after? Like, camel toe? I mean, at what point do you just feel bad for them? Like, at what point do you hear someone go, hey, I got one. Ready? Camel toe. Oh, shit. Right to the heart. Oh, I don't think I'm going to make it. Never mind. It was a rubber arrow. We're fine. Chad is having a really hard time dealing with this humiliation and this loss that came from him trying to fuck with Carl and myself and Frank and Chrissy and others, and it's just kind of led him into this spiral. And now he's just a punching bag for Misery Loves Company. They just have him on there to mock him. It's like, it's not worth it. Justin Dabbler says, and that's Kevin saying that shit. I know, I'm so disappointed in Kevin. Like, of all the things, that's what makes me believe. Kevin knows we kicked the shit out of Chad. Kevin knows that we won that whole thing. And, like, Kevin knows that he's got to kind of save face for his boy a little bit. So all he's got in his heart is he's got steel toe, or camel toe. Again, his heart's just not in it. Because he could do better. He just chooses not to. He's got to help his boy save face. That's all. So Chad is like DSP now. Yeah, he basically gets all viewership from people being mean to him. Rebel Coolidge says, I can tell Brennan likes you guys. Yes, I do. I talked to Kevin after I did Misery Loves Company. We got along great. I'm not, people are like, oh, are you mad that Kevin says that about you? Kevin's fucking around. Kevin's as much fucking with Chad as he is fucking with me. I mean, he's, in the grand scheme of things, he's fucking with Chad way more. But I mean with the camel toe thing. He's way more fucking with Chad with that than he is me. Farron says, bro, Monday Night Football right now. Follow me on Twitter ASAP so I can message you this video. Dude went into cardiac arrest on the field? What the fuck? Hold on. We're going to find Farron on Twitter here. Uh-oh. Twitter is over capacity? That can't be good. Oh, there we go. Oh, my God. Farron follows me, and I didn't follow her back. What an asshole. All right, there we go. Now I followed you, Farron. We can get that. Oh, wow. They are saying game temporarily suspended. That a guy did. Oh, my God. Kevin loves steel toe. This is why he brings you up. Chad is why he will say it. Exactly. He's needling Chad. Even when Kevin and Shuley spit in Aaron's face, he tries to reverse engineer the situation. These cunts are hacks. They're not hacks. They're all very accomplished guys. I like both of them. Very scary, very, very scary on the football field, people are saying. Okay, well, look, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to wait for Farron to send this thing over to me, and we'll take a look at it. But holy shit. I mean, if that's true, and obviously I have no reason to believe it's not true, but like I don't think I've ever seen that before in my entire time watching professional football. Is someone have a cardiac arrest? I mean, I've seen guys get like paralyzed on the field, but I don't think I've ever seen a guy like have a fucking heart. Oh no, what if it's related to? I won't say it. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say what it could be, but I think by my response, I think you can understand. I'm just looking for some information on this whole thing. I'm sorry, guys. Hamlin? Okay. You know it's the... Yeah, Chris, look, YouTube doesn't like you saying that, but you can say it without saying it. Here we go. All right, let's I'm told Damar Hamlin has a pulse, but is not breathing on his own. He's being transported to the hospital. Holy shit. Prayers for Damar Hamlin. Went into cardiac arrest, not breathing on his own, but has brain activity. All right, let's check it out. Oh my God.
It's not what any of us want
So he
to
gets
see, and
hit.
everybody's around him, and just hope that he's going to be okay.
And then just falls
So we'll
backward.
take another break.
Oh, shit. Wow, so they're not playing right now. That wasn't a big, heavy hit. That wasn't a guy who, like, just, took a hard shot to the head and then it got him all fucked up, or he got hit in the chest or anything like that. That's just that is a professional athlete in the prime of his life, just damn near dropping dead. I mean, you don't collapse because of that hit. I mean, maybe he did. I don't know. The guy just collapsed. I've never seen that happen in pro football. What are the odds that that's just from a guy who had a 1 in a million health event that was inspired by absolutely nothing else? Unquenchable Fire says, I bet it's a blood clot that got dislodged from the hit and traveled from his brain. I don't know. I know that sometimes it can be the smallest hits and they can impact you differently, but that did not look like a big hit. They're saying it looks like that's a brain injury. Ambulance is waiting for his mom at the stadium. He's on life support. Yeah, he grabbed his chest before he fell down. That wasn't his brain. The hit jostled some spike. Heart attack does usually just fold you. Brain blood disruption absolutely can. Yeah, people in the chat who have had heart attacks before are saying it's a heart attack. He has a pulse but not breathing on his own. Well, I mean, then that's like a time issue. Like, they had to get him on some kind of breathing apparatus quickly or you'll fuck up your brain. Dr. Imholt over here, right? Wow. Earl Skakel says, only thing I've seen like that was the Atlanta Thrashers goalie Pavlich go down in a game. Again, I was going to say, I've never seen anything like that in a football game. Boy, what a terrible start to 2023. I mean, just the shit that, like, happened with our show today and then Old Capitol, and then it just gets worse and worse, and then this football player possibly drops dead on the field. It's insanity, man. All right, so we have an article here. We have some details. The Buffalo Bills game against the Cincinnati Bengals has been suspended after Damar Hamlin suffered a terrifying injury and his health status is unknown. The safety was injured in the first quarter of the Bills game against the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football. Hamlin tackled Cincinnati wide receiver T. Higgins, got to his feet, and then crumpled to the ground. A stretcher and ambulance came onto the field as most of the Bills roster came to the sideline to kneel or stand around Hamlin. First responders administered CPR to Hamlin on the field. He was given oxygen and loaded onto an ambulance. Some Bills players could be seen crying as Hamlin was tended to by medical personnel. Other players held hands praying or hugged each other. The game was temporarily suspended at 9:17, so I'm guessing about 10 minutes ago. So we're in Central Time here. Buffalo head coach Sean McDermott and Cincinnati head coach Zach Taylor spoke to officials, and each team was given 5 minutes to warm up. So are they back then, or are they going to call this thing? Are they going to pick it up tomorrow, or Bills, Bengals? I mean, it's kind of wild to keep playing. You would think that it's going to fuck with his teammates a little bit. But, man. Do you, like, is there a situation here where, like, maybe people are allowed to ask some questions once we find out what happened, or will this still be an absolutely no questions kind of a thing? Because like I don't have a lot of hope here. I'm thinking that we're gonna get the the whole no questions thing. That's just how it always seems to go. Like there is no big catalyst moment where you go, oh, now we'll get to ask some questions. It just seems like it all gets buried deep, as it were. I guess first we'll figure out what the fuck happened. First we'll figure out what exactly the deal is with this guy, whether it's cardiac arrest, heart attack, brain thing. Who knows? Either way, you hope he does okay. DC says only heretics ask questions. Burn him. I'm just saying, I don't think any of the rules about, what you can get banned for, what you can get deplatformed for, I don't think those rules are going to change just because of this. I mean, isn't that amazing how a well-oiled, organized propaganda effort, like you can show people something right in front of their faces and they'll go, not touching it. It's like, really? We're not gonna talk about it yet? After that? Nope. Don't want to talk about it. Here's a video of the players in tears on the sidelines. Yeah, like how do you keep playing after that? I feel like if you were at a workplace and one of your coworkers dropped dead, I feel like most workplaces would say, you know what? No. Because like if you're the Bills, okay, like if you're the Bengals, he's not one of your guys, but still you watched that happen. And especially like let's say you're T. Higgins, like you're looking at that going, oh shit, did I cause that? Was I a part of that? But like if you're the Bills, like how do you even play? If you're the Bills and like you watched, I mean, your brother go down and you don't know if he's okay. You don't know if he's going to live, if he's going to die. You just know he's not breathing on his own. I agree with King Kong Dong. I think you've got to suspend that game until tomorrow. If there's logistically a way to pull it off, you've got to. But I guess they're already on a short week, seeing as they're on Monday Night Football. I don't know. Lily says, I wonder if they are wondering about and if they are going to be the next to drop. It's got to be scary, right? It's got to be fucking frightening. If this guy has if they find out that this guy had some kind of an enlarged heart or some heart swelling or something like that, and it fucked him up, and that's what led to his death, it's got to scare the shit out of anybody else like him. Ooh, that is brutal. Stevie J says, has this ever happened in the history of the NFL? I've never seen it. I've never seen a guy just drop dead in the middle of a game. Farron says Twitter is literally shutting down. It's being flooded. Yeah, I've tried to hit refresh a couple of times, and once in a while I got the whole we're overloaded thing. Damar Hamlin collapses on field after making a tackle. Is Aaron doing a bit? I don't understand. No, we just watched the guy fucking collapse on the field. We just watched a football player on national television possibly drop dead in the middle of a game. And now the only thing I can think of is, okay, I've never seen this before. I mean, it's not like a 350-pound lineman just grabbed his chest and had a heart attack. I mean, maybe that you could go, maybe. But even those 350-pound linemen in the NFL are in great physical condition. This is like a little corner. He's a corner. He's like probably 180 pounds. He's dropped. No hard contact, no shot to the head, no nothing, just dropped. And are we even going to be allowed to, ask any questions about it? Or find out, medically what's wrong with this guy? Here's how I'll know if we're allowed to ask questions. If they come out and report, oh, he had, inflammation of his heart, then I'll go, okay, maybe we can ask some questions. But if they come out and they go, no idea, not sure. Anyway, moving on. Don't know what happened. Next story. Then I'll know that we're not allowed to ask questions. Just you'll be able to tell by the way they tip their hand. People are writing about a guy, Ken Block. I don't know who this is. A rally driver killed in a snowmobile accident. Rally car driver Ken Block dead at 55. Holy shit, this fucking year sucks. This year is off to a terrible start. Farron says, I'm watching live. Players say they watched him die. They say he turned blue. Wow. And then Jeremy Renner. Is he going to live? Do we know anything more about Jeremy Renner than we knew this morning? I heard critical but stable condition. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Critical is the worst thing you can be. So critical but stable. I don't know. Jeremy Renner. Oh, people are saying what? Yeah, Jeremy Renner he was plowing snow and he got into an accident. Plowing snow. He's in critical condition in the hospital today. We lost a Pointer Sister. We lost, who else did we lose this weekend? One of the Popes. Not a band. The actual guy used to be Pope. The bad Pope. We lost Barbara Walters. Now they're trying to kill Hawkeye. They're going after a football player. Jesus Christ. 2023 needs to calm the fuck down. It's getting a little too aggressive out here. Ken Block was like a Michael Jordan of 5 motorsports. Oh, really? See, I'm glad I know that now. Sad that he's dead, but did not know that. Should we, I know I can't play the video because we'll get popped big time, but should we at least get an update on the game here and just see if we can hear some things about what's going down?
There's a lot to it that maybe people just watching the game as fans don't necessarily understand. I just don't know how any of these players can come out and play football tonight.
I agree with that, and it looks like I can't show you guys because we'll get popped, but the sidelines are completely clear. There's no players out there. There's no coaches. They haven't decided if they're going to keep playing. Everyone's in the locker room, it looks like.
McDermott just went back into the Bills' locker room. The officials are still here, but obviously I have no idea what was discussed. I can just tell you what's been taking place back here.
I'm guessing that they have to get Goodell on the phone, and Roger Goodell's got to be the guy who makes the final call. And then here's what has to happen. Like, if people are worried, like, oh, why aren't they just calling it? Why aren't they just I'm sure they have to talk to Goodell. Goodell has to talk to the 2 owners of the team. They have to work out some kind of scheduling, where, when, why, how, and then they can make the decision. I mean, this happened at quarter after, right? So this happened 20 minutes ago. You're not going to be able to coordinate all that in 20 minutes. But the fact that they're not out on the field yet tells me that they're probably looking to reschedule this thing.
It's as soon as we get them.
Okay, so they're going to commercial now. We'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, like I said, I've never seen that in my life before. Thank you to Themis Stokeless Alexis with $10. Says 1 gay beer for my gay friend and 1 normal beer for me because I'm normal. Oh, that's in Bruges, correct? Yes. I know my movies. $80 away from next Monday evening. Thank you, guys. Softcast just keeps saying, you fucking pussies. Another person saying, why couldn't it have been Chad Zumach? Jesus. Good Lord, man. Farron with another $5 says, on a lighter note, this is what happens when you're in broadcasting. You help produce and give breaking news to your friends. This is the thing. There we go. Yeah, you do. You try to help out whenever you can. That is absolutely true, and I will pass that kindness along when I get a chance. But yeah, I mean, here, we'll put up a poll quick, but maybe I am a pussy, like Softcast says. Maybe we're just all a bunch of bitches. I don't think they should play that game tonight. Should they finish tonight's game? Yes and no. Boy, if I could type, huh? There we go. Hamburger Steak says your pronunciation was impressive. Thank you. I appreciate it. Should they finish tonight's game? There's the poll. It's up in the chat if you'd like to comment. Still no, they still haven't gone back to the field. I tell you what, I hate to be the materialistic weasel of this group, but the advertisers are getting a hell of a deal out of this. Sorry. They've got to run a shitload of commercials, and there's a bunch of people watching this right now. So I'm guessing they're probably getting their money's worth. It could have been Chad if he really cold turkey quit liquor. Well, I guess that's true, yeah. If it was my college coach, he would say, ice it and tape it and get back in the game. Well, if they're saying the guy turned blue, you probably don't want him icing anything. Fuck no should be an option, says King Kong Dong. They're professionals, get back to work. Hundreds of millions in bets, says Softcast. Look, I bet you that's something they might be considering. That might be something they're thinking about. Like I said, there's a reason they haven't made a decision in 20 minutes. You can't. All the things you have to coordinate, you can't coordinate in 20 minutes. They're back now.
Taken to UC Medical Center from the stadium this evening. Went down after taking a hit, stood up, went down, administered oxygen on the field. The teams are in the locker room. Commissioner Roger Goodell in contact with the officials on site to make a determination.
They'll call it.
I cannot see a way forward that football's played tonight. You know, as players have reached out and tweeted across the league, the game is not important. The game is not important.
Right, and mentally, the place you need to be in order to compete at the level you need to compete in pro football, you can't watch a guy die on the field and do that. And I'm not saying that the guy's dead, but they might as well have watched a guy die. He wasn't breathing on his own. He wasn't getting oxygen for however long it took him to bring it out to him. So they, in their minds, they watched a man die.
That young man, his family, what's going on with him, making sure he's okay. That's it. We'll figure out the football game at some other point in time. But it's time for the NFL, the Players Association, whoever needs to make the call, whoever that is. We're done playing football tonight. Yeah. We're done. Let's move on. We as a network, we'll figure out what to do. We'll put something up.
By the way, fuck everybody on ESPN and fuck everybody on CNN and Fox and everywhere else. If we find out that some of our suspicions might be the case, let's just put it that. I'm going to be very careful with this. Fuck all these networks. If we find out that this guy had something that a lot of people his age have been dropping dead of recently, and we don't have a fucking conversation about why, then fuck ESPN, fuck all these news organizations, fuck them all. If they're going to do this thing where we just ignore it. If this guy ends up passing away, we watch this fucking guy die on TV. And if we find out why, and it matches some of our suspicions, then it's time to have the talk. Because there's going to be a lot of scared shitless athletes. There's going to be a lot of scared shitless 20-somethings. I mean, don't worry about the government. They already gave the people who made it the pass. So it's not like there's going to be lawsuits that could be successful in any way. I'm sorry. Let's continue on to see what they're saying.
Nobody cares about that right now. They care about this young man. And everybody just prays that he's okay.
Thankful that his family is
Look, I'm not saying that, like, because people are saying, oh, there's people on Twitter who are calling people assholes for drawing connections to this. All we're saying is this has never happened before. So the odds of this being something relatively common are very low. Are they going back to commercial? Or are they going back to the field? It doesn't look like many people have left either. All right, well, they're going to commercial. Okie doke. Kenneth with $5 says, new Madden update sucks. My players keep dropping dead. Is this the point where we say time and place, time and place? What does the poll say? 158 votes, 69% no, 31% yes. All right, that's probably a good spot to end it. So, Yeah, I don't think you can continue the game. And I don't think the players will. I don't think they want to. Farron says, fuck CTE, this is worse. I mean, again, if we find out that this guy's heart was enlarged or this guy's heart was swollen in any way, and it happened on national TV in front of everyone, I mean, it's time to stop covering your ass. It's time to start looking at stop looking at how it looks politically and just start having, ironically, a heart and have a conversation and do some research that this country needs to be doing right now. Because again, this has never fucking happened. It's never happened. I don't think CTE was ever real, says Citizen M. I think the Clintons created it in a think tank during the 90s. Okay. In the NHL, they resume play after someone is pronounced stable condition in cases of blade to the throat, of course. Those are crazy vids. Oh, yeah. There's been people in hockey games who have taken a blade to the throat. And they'll nick the jugular vein. And as long as they can get the bleeding to stop and everything else and get the blood cleaned off of the ice, they've kept playing before. It's fucking crazy. Help Me writes, all of the corporations advertise on all the major networks. The discussion will be suppressed. I really wish that wasn't it. John Meyer says, when Len Bias died, it was a big deal. Now when a young athlete dies, it's no big deal. Yeah, you're right. Len Bias would be the last time this has happened. Len Bias dropped dead of a heart attack, I believe, during a college basketball game. In the 80s, I believe. So that's the last time we've seen this in any kind of sporting event, is Len Bias. I don't know how you do like wacky, goofy stuff. Oh, they're saying, it was a coke overdose? Oh, Len Bias was on coke? Oh, sorry. So it was heart related, but it was, yeah, if you're running up and down the court playing basketball and you're on coke, you're going to fucking die. There's no, I forgot that part of the Len Bias thing. Now that you say it, I remember. But yeah, if you're doing a shitload of blow and then you're running up and down a basketball court playing college basketball, you're going to drop dead if you do that shit too much. Chuck Hughes died on the field in Detroit. I was watching the Lions play when it happened. Reggie Lewis died on the court due to a heart condition. Okay. Len died before his first game, didn't he? Died at a frat party or some shit. I thought Len Bias was the one that, like, dropped dead at the free throw line. Twitter is in a frenzy calling the NFL out to cancel the game. They will. The NFL is going to cancel this game. They just have to get it. Hank Gathers. You're right. Hank Gathers is the guy I'm thinking of. You're right. Hank Gathers was the one I was thinking of. Thanks, buddy. They're back. Let's see what they've. Let's see if we've learned anything.
Middle of this field, stood up immediately and then went down. CPR administered by the medical personnel on the field. It was feverish. Players, some were watching, some were turned away. Most were in shock. We saw players crying. It is just stunning here in Cincinnati with what we've seen on this field here tonight.
Doesn't look like many people. A lot of people have left.
Extremely patient. I'm sure with social media, this crowd is well aware of the gravity of the situation.
A lot of
with
people
DeMar
are leaving.
Hamlin, and we just don't know what the next step is. Whether we're playing football here tonight, which seems hard to fathom, if this game will be pushed to another night this week. But
it has to be.
As has been said many times already, who cares? This is about DeMar Hamlin, his health, and how he is at this moment and what his status is. So we continue to wait, and we continue to...
It's always awkward, too, when this happens on live TV like this, because they have to fill the time. It's not like they can go, we have to pull away from this broadcast. No, they have to give the networks time to get other shit on. They have to give, the affiliates time to get their local stuff programmed and everything else, because they're all banking on Monday Night Football being on until about, 10:30 Central Time? 11 o'clock Central Time? So they've got all their, basically what they're going to do is they're going to come back, they're going to remind you what's happening for a few minutes, and then they're going to go right to running more commercials. Is what's going to happen here. Because there's nothing you can do about this. I mean, there's no playing football, I don't think. Let's see. If you're up for it, send me the link. All right, why don't we get Farron in here? Let me set up a Zoom real quick, and we'll get Farron in for the last 30 minutes or so of tonight's show. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if this is football fan related or if this is just human related or whatever, but I really don't feel like going to wacky, funny, silly stories after having this dropped on me. It was kind of a heavy night for this show to begin with. You know what's fucking wild about it? Is before that, I felt like we were finally over the bad news that we got, and we were starting to get really funny and having a good time, and the show was getting, really, really good. And then we get this news, and fuck, just really unfathomable that something like this happens in a football game. All right, let me just get the link to Farron real quick. And then we will bring her on. There we go. And we can talk about this like the professional broadcasters that we are. Let me just mute my Hulu app. And so I'm not playing both of us at the same time. There we are. Can't have my stuff muted. There she is. Fair and balanced. How are you?
Good morning, good afternoon, Aaron. How are we doing as professional broadcasters?
Oh, well, I tell you what, it's getting pretty crazy out on the football field there. The Bills have a man down, so to speak, and I don't... Oh, just fucking gross. Oh, boy.
Probably not a great time to laugh, but folks, we need a good pick-me-up, right? Don't we? So here's the thing. When you have a dad that's a neurosurgeon and a mother who's a nurse...
As we all do.
Okay. Like everybody.
Yeah.
So I originally found out the breaking news from the family chat. I'm one of 6 siblings.
Okay.
And the reason that I found out was because my brother's in one of his 17 fantasy football leagues and was like, yo, have you guys seen this? And so I looked at it and I was like, oh God. And I was like, oh God, Aaron, he's got to see this crap. This is insane.
I've never seen it before in any sport I've watched.
So in the family chat, again, having a mother that's a nurse, a father that's a neurosurgeon, there's 2 things. One, he doesn't grab his arm.
Okay.
Grabbing your arm, not 100% of the time, but 99% of the time, people grab something on their left side when it's something heart related. You don't see that. But you also don't see the medical team come out and give him a neck brace or anything regarding a concussion or a broken neck whatsoever. So we legitimately do not know what is going on here. However, I had messaged you in the Twitters.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron, I'm not going to lie. I started in sports broadcasting. I've been on the sidelines. I have never seen grown football player men cry for nothing.
Yeah.
There are reports that these guys saw him turn blue. I mean, and you saw a number of times from that video that I sent you, they're crying.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the live that I'm looking at right now, they're still crying. They don't want to go on the field. This is something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds. I'm watching now as they're talking to the Bills locker room and everything, and it looks like an official was on the phone. I'm guessing he's on the phone with Roger Goodell, I would guess, to try and figure out how they're going to organize this whole thing. But everyone outside that Bills locker room just looks like they're at a funeral. I mean, it looks pretty bad. And if he turned blue and he didn't have oxygen, I mean, at the very least, if he does pull through somehow, which it doesn't look good. If he does pull through, you're looking at probably never playing football again, brain damage, possibly. Who knows?
No.
I mean,
yeah. Well, and not only that, like one of the first people that I met that I interviewed when I was in like the sports realm was Dr. Amalu, who, if you've never seen the movie Concussion, based with Will Smith as the character,
right?
Dr. Amalu is the original pathologist that discovered CTE. When you have CTE, one of the things, because I was like, hey, my dad's a neurosurgeon. Like I sat with him at this banquet that I was emceeing, and he was the guest speaker. The rest of the night I was like, I'm a neurosurgeon's daughter. I just want to talk to you like nobody's business.
Right.
And we talked for hours about different parts of the brain and all this other stuff. And he was like, let me tell you, he's like, when you have a number of concussions, he's like, there is just something where your body literally forgets how to move.
Oh, no.
The fact that for me, and again, I am not a medical doctor.
Right.
I've dated doctors. That's the closest I've gotten to the medical field.
Bragging.
I mean, like, yeah, but like he has told me, he's like, if you've had that many concussions, which is why I know this is not a concussion, he's like, your body literally starts to like go like Demogorg, like where you're just like, you know, you don't know like your left from your right. Your body is just very like hodgepodge Play-Doh. And when you see him where he catches it, or not where he catches it, but where he's in his position,
yeah,
and then he turns and then he gets hit. And mind you, you can see he gets hit from like here to here. Okay.
Right.
So it could possibly be the neck. However, I literally just talked to my father and I was like, Dad, neurosurgeon, do you turn blue when you break your neck? And he's like, no.
Yeah, right.
No.
I will say that quick breaking here. I will unmute the game here real quick because I did just see the Buffalo sidelines packing up a bunch of equipment. Let's just see if they've come to a conclusion here.
Smart, wise, educated decision not to play this game when all anybody cares about is Damar Hamlin. You're seeing it unfold right there with both head coaches, with players, with executives around them, with Donna Ponte from the league office, with them talking on a phone that I'm guessing was her phone in communication with the people on Park Avenue in New York so they can make the common sense decision to not play this game and to find out how Damar Hamlin is doing.
Okay, so what I saw on the Monday Night Football broadcast was Bill's trainers and Bill's staff were packing boxes and they were packing bags onto a vehicle and they were taking them off the field. So somebody's had to have told them that they're not playing the game tonight, and there's no way they can.
There's no way. I mean, like when you have players again who literally were probably, you know, your center, your running back, your fullback, all these people in line with this guy, and they watch him drop and they're standing over him and they see his lips turn blue. I mean, folks, I don't want to compare it to, you know, like the war or any kind of battlefield of any soldier and what he's been through, but there's trauma there.
Yeah.
And when you see somebody turning blue, I mean, the way that I saw the looks in those players, they looked like, oh my God, I just saw somebody die.
Yeah.
Or if not, be this close to death. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't watch that and then go out and play football. I mean, it's no way.
Absolutely not. I mean, and anybody that's played any kind of sport, I mean, for Christ's sake, I mean, you see kids in high school whose parents are going through a divorce and they're like, oh God, like I had the worst volleyball game of my life.
Yep.
You expect a professional football player to watch somebody maybe half die and then just get out on the field and just do what you're told.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I mean, even Bengals, like, and it's not just their team or I mean, even Bengals players, like, they're not going to feel comfortable playing this game. So, shit, I don't know. It's, we got breaking news. He's been intubated and is currently listed in critical condition. That's basically what we have on him. So I'm guessing they're breathing for him and they're just going to, I mean, what do you do? Like, you have a dad who's a neurosurgeon, but I don't know what he'd know about this part exactly because every case is different. But is this like, can you do anything, or is this just now wait and see to how he responds?
Well, so a lot of it is going to really be based on, and again, I am not in the medical profession, but I've just talked to my dad enough about this kind of stuff. My dad has treated a number of football players. A lot of it is going to be based on whether the injury is to the head or to the spine. If it's to the spine, a lot of times, depending upon where on the spine, you have like your L, your T's, I think it's your C's, like depending upon where on the spine, the lower you go, the more likely you can deal with paralyzation. When it deals with your head, well, actually, no, I'm sorry. The lower and the higher you go on the spine, I forgot the higher you go, you can deal with two types of paralyzation. The lower, it's paraplegic. Right. The higher, quadriplegic.
Right.
A lot of times when it's in between those two areas, and like I said, I never thought I'd be talking about this shit, but thank God for my father, honestly. And all the BrainWorks little things that he used to do at my elementary school and stuff, which is why I always tell people, have your kids wear helmets, because we used to put the watermelons. My parents used to do like this little class where they put the watermelon in the helmet and do it with the helmet on, without the helmet on, to show how, how fragile your skull is. But the lower and the higher you are as far as where the injury is in your spine, that's going to be the differentiating point of how, whether it's going to be a quad or a paraplegic.
Okay.
Paraplegic meaning losing your legs, quad, neck down, like a Christopher Reeve style.
Yeah.
If it's your brain, that's where you're looking at a lot of different problems. And like my dad used to always say, Farron, I'm 75 years old. I have studied the brain since I was 21. And there is still shit that I don't know about the brain. It's that complicated.
Right. Now, you said he didn't grab for anything, so that doesn't indicate heart. But, like, I mean...
If you can you play the video one more time?
Yeah, let me grab the video.
I don't remember him playing, or grabbing for anything, so I don't want to put anything out there that he didn't.
Let me just... I'm scrolling up right now to grab it. Here we go. Let's throw that up here. I think he's facing away from us, so I don't know if he's grabbed. It looks like he might have grabbed his chest. Oh, man, I'm not sure. That looks like he grabbed.
Hang on, they do show different angles. Hang on, let it keep playing.
Not what any of us want to see, and everybody's around him, and just hope that he's going to be okay.
Ooh.
Oh no, he does. His arms are down at his side. So he just kind of. It looked like he almost went woozy and like passed out. Like, it kind of looks like that, more so than like a, struggling and heart attack thing. It looks like when you just get woozy and just kind of fall backwards, almost like that. Oh, man.
And it very much could be a brain injury. Now, and here's the question, because let's talk sports for a second, okay? How long ago was it that there was that whole problem of the doctors on the football teams that were allowing these players to go back in, having full-on, like, non-healed concussions?
We're not very far removed from those days. I mean, we're probably not even a decade.
And here's, like, I know my own father would say, as a neurosurgeon, that he saw a lot of these doctors that become these sports pros for these teams, they're paying. I mean, it's like advertising. If they're asking you, like, hey, I need this player next week, the doctors are going to say, well, shit, you're paying me $500,000. Right. You need him. There you go. It's just a body.
Yeah.
Whereas a true doctor is going to say, no, he ain't ready, and he ain't going to be ready for 6 months.
Right.
Normally, folks, it's a good 3 to 6 months for your brain and skull and the tissues in your skull to actually heal. It's why my father never allowed me to ride horses. It's why I was never a gymnast. It's why I was never a number of different things, because my dad was like, nope, not happening.
Yeah, we had a baseball player here in Minnesota, Justin Morneau, who's a very good player, and he got a concussion one year, and it always perplexed me because in football these guys would come back in a week or two. Justin Morneau was out like the last 5 months of the year. He never came back. after having that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was one of the things too. Like I remember, if you guys know Harrison Smith, all my Minnesota fans
Yes, of
up
course.
there, a really good friend of mine actually dated him when he was at Notre Dame. Because my brother went to Notre Dame. Was his best friend was he was the fourth string fullback, and then I think ended his senior year as the main. Arturo Martinez was his friend. Either way, my family is very Notre Dame, so I knew Harrison Smith very well for my one good friend. But he had suffered a head injury.
Okay.
And it was one of these things where the doctors were like, no. You're taking your sweet ass time. Because in South Bend, a lot of people don't know this. In South Bend, a lot of the doctors come from Chicago, but they see that South Bend is not as, how do I say it? I don't want to say liberalized, but they realize that they can make much more of a difference being in a place like South Bend, a smaller town, versus your big time Chicago. And so the players at Notre Dame are very well taken care of. And that's why Harrison Smith was out for quite a while.
Yeah.
However, when you get to the NFL league, it's going to be, you're a star player. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's business. They want you back out there. I do want to let everyone know the game has been suspended. They've officially suspended the game. Farron, I do want to thank you. We're going to go to this, and then we're going to try and wrap up our show on somewhat of an up note. I really want to thank you for popping in today and helping us out with this.
Of course. What's the up note?
I don't know yet. I'm going to pick one out. I've got a bunch of different shit, and I'm going to try and find an up note after all this. But I do thank you for joining us tonight, and I hope it's not the last time.
Of course it's not, but let me ask you something. Yeah. Can we run a test pilot of the up note?
I've either got this. I kind of disgustingly want to do this one. Dylan Mulvaney getting invited to the White House. Yeah, sorry. That's one. Okay, not that one. All right. I just thought that was kind of funny and ridiculous.
I'm down for whatever. I'm just saying, I hope you realize like what you're about to get your ass into. That's what I'm saying. Test pilot me.
Ohio. Okay. Otherwise, I've got Ohio legalizing sports betting. This is fantastic. This is so on the nose. The first sports bet that was placed in Ohio, that ceremonious first bet, placed by Pete Rose, which I think is too great. It's too awesome because it also kind of
that man.
But it kind of pisses me off because like all the shit he's taken for betting and all that, and now they're celebrating it. They're going, "Oh, Pete Rose, right?" It's like this fucking guy couldn't get into the Hall of Fame. This guy's banned from baseball completely, and now it's a joke. The sports betting thing is we're kidding about it now. I hate that.
So many commercials. I will say though, he should not be doing the commercials where he's like, well, forget about the betting. Can I at least still go in the Hall of Fame? And they're like, MGM bets. And it's like, Pete, why are you doing this? Like, have a standard. I mean, I get like where he's probably thinking like, oh, maybe I'll work it in. Maybe, but no, absolutely not. And you know what? I'm sorry. Have you seen, oh God, what's the documentary? About the baseball players doing steroids.
God damn it.
And it's the little Icarus. Kids play it. The little kids play the characters. And it's the guy out of Miami with A-Rod.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh my God. Screwball.
Okay, I
haven't seen Screwball, where and the director's a genius because the funniest part of the entire thing is he has these grown men characters played by little 7-year-old guys, these little 7-year-old kids. Yeah. And they're like, hey, where the hell is my thing? I gotta deal with Cincinnati next week. Where's my steroids? And it's a 7-year-old saying this. They put little wigs on them.
Yeah.
It is the funniest shit you'll ever see. So Pete Rose truly, honestly did get screwed by the pooch. But I want to hear more about this Dylan Mulvaney. Because I heard that he recently just had his first set of period cramps. Which I have.
Now wait a minute. Was that Dylan Mulvaney or was that somebody else? I thought that was somebody like on Twitter. The person who grabbed the heat pad and stuff. I didn't know that was Dylan Mulvaney.
I don't even know, but when I saw that, I legitimately got white girl triggered. Like big time white girl trigger. And I'll
Oh.
tell you why.
They're going to head to the White House. But in the meantime, Mulvaney has posted a video showing off her bruised and scarred face after she underwent facial feminization surgery. So this is facial feminization surgery. If you don't know, this is like Caitlyn Jenner had this done. It's where they shave down your jawline and they like take down your cheekbones and take all those big Neanderthalic male features we have in our head. And they just basically mutilate you until you look more like a chick. It's, oh boy. And she's going on, I don't know if it's Instagram or what, and just playing the video and talking about how great it is and everything else. And then Dylan's going to go to the White House and help Joe Biden sign bills or some shit. I don't know.
Right. Because,
it's important.
The hundreds of thousands of veterans from the Iraq and Afghanistan war who were subjected to a number of different burn pits, who are now dealing with different carcinogens, cancer, lung issues. They actually had to go rely on Jon Stewart to come in front of Congress, who was barely there for that hearing, and say, hey, can you please give these guys some kind of money to deal with all of the complications that they're dealing with fighting ISIS and all the alphabet groups that are overseas that we've created. But God forbid, Dylan, I feel you. You know, the jawline, I mean, the lips, the eyeliner. How can I ever compare that to a war? Boo, you are so brave.
Well,
Joe, you are bringing the right people to the White House, because I have never seen so much bravery. Fuck ISIS. Shave your jawline and be a woman.
That's a real hero. I mean, in fairness, a lot of these soldiers, I mean, they never even see the front line. They're not like Dylan Mulvaney going in there and getting her jawline shaved. I mean, that's what a hero does.
Well, and if you want to be real, over there, you can't even see a woman's jawline. So if he really wants to play fair.
Right. Well, and not only that, but in fairness, Dylan Mulvaney probably has just as much mental illness and mental problems that a soldier returning home from war has.
I would argue probably 10 times worse.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, if not worse. So what you're saying is Dylan's the real hero here.
So why aren't we giving Dylan heroin?
Oh shit! I never even thought of that. That would see now.
That's
now I'm starting to feel bad for Dylan.
I know. Why doesn't he get his opioid addiction or his heroin?
God, doesn't even get the fun parts.
Exactly. And here's my other thing too. Like, I want to talk about, I don't know if it was Dylan or his BFF who talked about having period cramps.
Yeah.
Okay. Shut the door. Aaron, you don't need to hear this. Folks, when you are a female, when I talk about period cramps, okay, it is awful. Especially if you're anemic like me and underweight like how I was in high school. I specifically remember asking my mother, okay, I was like, Mom, what's worse? Because I used to have to leave school because I literally would faint in class. I would be so anemic. And then I'd have to go home, have to take a pain pill for the rest of the day, and wake up the next day, get the rest of my homework that my mom had to pick up, and then finish that and go back to school the next day like nothing ever happened. Like, hey, I didn't pass out because of my period. And I remember asking my mom at one point my senior year, I was like, Mom, you know, it's so bad. I don't even know if I want to have kids. What's worse, having a period like this or having kids? And she's like, oh, fuck that, having your period. Oh, God. And I was like, wait, so you mean being pregnant and having a kid is 10 times better than having cramps like this? And she's like, oh, honey, fuck yeah. Oh, God. Because she used to have horrible cramps too.
Right.
When I see this video of this man with no uterus, oh my God.
I just think you're being really you're being a misogynist right
Emotional?
now. I think
Emotional?
you're being a misogynist. You're being very anti-woman. I don't like this woman-on-woman stuff that's going on right now, and I think you owe Dylan Mulvaney a very serious apology. This is a woman whose cramps are crushing them, and you're showing absolutely zero sympathy. I mean, who are you? The Harry Potter lady?
Call me JK, bitch.
JK Rowling, that's it.
Because your cramps are JKing. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, now that sounds like trans hate. I can't tolerate
that.
One person in the chat says Blair White checkmark Dylan Mulvaney X. I mean, they're kind of. One might act a little crazier than the other, but they're the same thing. They're both transitioned to female and the whole thing. All right, well, I'm running out of time. Farron, thank you very much for helping us out tonight. I'm going to go ahead and put a wrap on it, and we'll wrap up with this Bills-Bengals thing. And thank you very much for your insight. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks so much for having me. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to Aaron and Johnny, because I'm not even joking. You guys are now part of like my mornings.
Thank you.
I will say this. I love the fact, super quick, if you allow me to have this soapbox.
Sure.
Being here in DC, we are inundated with DC politics and all that other crap. It is so refreshing and so nice to see two fun guys that know how to build a show. Folks, I don't know if you know like what it's like to build a show as a broadcaster. It is a skill. It is something that we go to school for. Aaron, I identify a lot with you because we're born in the same year, and we have a lot of the same background as far as because I started in radio.
Sure.
It is not easy to be a broadcaster. They make it look easy, and they do a great job at making it look easy, but it's very, very difficult. But they know what they're doing. They make it look easy, which is the best part of it all. And not only that, they make it entertaining. So you get politics, and just when you're sick of politics, then they move to pop culture.
Sure.
When you're sick of pop culture, they move to the comedian, what's on the scene with the comedians, which is actually my new favorite part of this show.
Oh, well, thank you.
I learned the whole thing with Tom Segura from you guys.
Yeah.
Had no idea. So honestly, you guys get a whole potpourri of just everything that you would want in this show. So please, if you're here from me, subscribe. It's a great show in the morning.
The goal.
And you'll always see me super chat because I believe in
well, thank you. And I appreciate that.
Promoting independent media.
Yeah, where can people find your channel, and how can they subscribe? Well, and of course they should subscribe and all those things as well.
I mean, just Fair and Balance at YouTube or fairandbalance.locals.com. But also for real, like and subscribe to these guys. I don't know. I'm being completely honest. My show's like pretty good. Like it's been a while since I've kind of been live. I don't know how the hell you guys do not have more subs than me. I really don't.
We'll get there. We're working on it. It's been what, 4 or 5? It's been about 8 months here doing the show on YouTube Live. So
he doesn't need your fucking charity. And I was like, I'm not trying to give charity. I'm actually saying like, doesn't he have more?
We're getting there. I mean, we're still, about 600 or 700 new ones every month. I mean, in time, it'll all add up. But thank you very much. That's very kind of you. And I hope people do go subscribe to your channel as well. FARAN Balanced, Fair and Balanced. And again, Farron, thank you very much for helping us out tonight.
We'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Have a good night.
There she is, Fair and Balanced. She was on Simpcast with when April was on with Chrissy. They were on at the same time. I will say this. Some of you have been very, very mean. I am without a co-host tonight. I am, it's been a rough day for the old steel toe. I was having trouble kind of getting started and getting going tonight, dealing with a lot of things. And then somebody comes and sends us something great and some awesome, kind words. A fellow broadcaster. And then goes, oh no, I have family that can talk about all this shit. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. Come on in. And some of you were just, I was watching. Some of you were being mean just to be mean for no fucking reason. Jesus. You guys, I really have raised a den of animals is what I've done. She's been very cool to our shows. She's been very awesome to us, and absolutely subscribe to her as well. She's done wonderful things to spread the word about our program, and we've shot up by about 20 subs on tonight's show. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. Hit the like button on the stream. Hit the subscribe button on the channel. I got a few things we can get to tonight, and then we'll head out the door. Let's just do a quick update here on that game tonight.
Immediately that this was not just another injury, that this was something very, very serious.
I have an appreciation for the fact that there's so much going on here that initially there was a sense that maybe they'd take 5 minutes and get loose and play. And as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking there's no possible way that that's going to happen. And it seems to me, Lisa, that it was Taylor and McDermott and their respective players who essentially threw up their hands and said, no, we're not. We're not playing football in 5 minutes. And again, I could be entirely wrong, but that was the sense I got as I watched. Was that what you felt was happening?
Well, initially, like you said, it seemed as if the players were just going to take some time and to process this and to try to regroup and refocus. I saw Stephon Diggs. Well, first we saw Sean McDermott call his team together.
Right.
That the Bills all got down on a knee. And we don't know what he said to them, but it appeared as if he was trying to refocus his team.
Okay, they're just, I mean, let's be honest. I think what they're doing now, and it's not their fault. I mean, they thought they were going to have a football game to broadcast tonight, but I think they're just doing the thing where they have to fill time. Which is interesting because, they got about probably an hour and 10 minutes before they would normally have to be off anyway. You'd think that ESPN would be able to get something on. You know what? They also know that nobody's tuning off of this. They know that, people are glued to their seat trying to figure out what's next with this whole Damar Hamlin thing. Yeah, I'm looking at Twitter. And it's a lot of people talking about, hey, are you paying attention yet? And, this whole thing is about this. It's, I'm just trying to read updates. People saying, does it have anything to do with a certain procedure? So on and so forth. A lot of that kind of talk on Twitter. And then a lot of people yelling back at those people and calling them crazy conspiracy theorists and everything else. So it is kind of the weird, the whole weird part of shit like this to me is I want to jump on and start screaming and yelling about something too, but I need to know that it's happening first. If I go based on my intuition or whatever and I end up being wrong, then I'm an honest guy. I have to walk it back like an asshole. I don't want to walk it back like an asshole. I'd rather just sit and wait while everyone screams and yells. Soon enough, we'll figure out what the hell happened to this guy, and then we can talk about what can be done, what needs to be done, who should be scared, whatever. Fair and Balanced with $5 says people are mean, and guess what? They hate us because they ain't us. I've never heard that before. I love the haters. You are all beautiful to me. Oh, she's killing you with kindness. I bet you guys fucking hate that. $5 from Handsome says, for being a jerk to you on a bad day. Oh, well, thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Oh, shit. Does anyone remember where we were on Monday evening? 1:30. So we're at 1:20 now. We're 1:20 away from Monday evening. Oh, God, I almost forgot. Because I lost my my copy paste there. I want to make sure you guys are getting credit for everything you do for this program. Alex with $5 says, Farron could have literally cured cancer on your show, and it would have been a losing battle for her. I subbed out of respect. I mean, yeah. I mean, this audience, do you know how long it took for them to, warm up to April? How many people whole girl, just when you're a male based show, anytime women are going to have an uphill battle on a show like this one. So you earn your stripes, so to speak. It's almost like a hazing ritual for them. They're almost you know what? Let's see if we can really be nasty and fucking mean to her and see if she hangs around. That's kind of how these animals are. And I can't totally disavow them because they're piranhas. They'll come after me next. I'm beholden to them. I'm a captive. I'm a cuck. Lemmy pointing out 7%. 7% of our audience is female, so it's an uphill battle. Farron with another $5 says, love you, Alex. Don't do it for respect. Do it for hatred. Hatred drives me more than love. Also, April and I are very like-minded. Oh. So you both hate my guts. Sorry. They're laughing that I called myself a cuck. Look, to you guys, kind of. Happy Plague Doctor says this audience has a problem with women. In related news, water we're finding wet. Who would have known? Guys, if you're liking the show tonight, hit the like or hit the subscribe button, like the video. Robert says it isn't hazing, bro. It's unmitigated revulsion. You guys. Now I'm cuck piggy to some people. Oh, my God. You guys are the meanest people in the world. And you like me. I'm having an existential crisis here of what that says about me. Let's end on this tonight. After serving as the Green Bay area's holiday music station, WKZG in Green Bay, Wisconsin, has decided to adopt a new format. Now, normally I wouldn't talk about radio. It's a dead technology. It's really not going anywhere. But this is the kind of shit that can bring it back. On Tuesday, the Woodward Communications Zone station announced the adoption of the Weird Al radio branding with a playlist full of the parody musicians' remixes of popular songs from the last 3 decades. Weird Al appears in on the joke, sharing a message on Twitter posted by the station's manager, saying, "I'm proud to say I'm probably the first music director in this musical format." I mean, Weird Al's got 9, 10 albums out there? This would be actually kind of a rad station. Do I need to be medicated? Is this something I need to go get checked out on? I would listen to a Weird Al station start to finish. I would love it. But I don't know if it's going to do very good ratings radio-wise. I mean, the things that the fucking people who still listen to radio listen for, they're a lost cause. I don't really know what you can do to make them happy. Plus, the way they manage radio ratings, and look, our ratings were really good, so I shut the fuck up and just enjoyed them. But the way they measure radio ratings is such horseshit in general that it barely carries any weight. Terry with $2 says, "Just having fun, Farron. Meaner, the more we like you." They're kind of like grade school boys. Balls Deep with $5 says, "Farron bits, even though she talks like my spinster aunt. Thank you, Miss Balanced." Can't even get the full compliment in there. There's got to be a little bit of a dig. $2 from M.A. Mahalik says, "Have a good evening, Aaron Cuckold." See, now I'm Aaron Cuckold. I've done this to myself. Killer Beehive says, "Weird Al has 14 studio albums." Yeah, so they're going to have plenty of shit to play on this station. That's for sure. I like it, though. I would love to. I mean, I would hate to go to Green Bay. But at least if you go to Green Bay and watch the Vikings get the living shit kicked out of them, at least you can listen to the Weird Al station at the end. All right, guys. I got one more story here, and then we can. I feel bad if I short you on time at all, even though it's been a weird night for me. And the Monday Night Football game didn't make it any less weird. It's been a very odd evening show. We thank you guys very much for all your support. We'll go to Florida for our last one. A Satellite Beach man was arrested Tuesday after threatening to shoot his wife and after throwing his family's 17-year-old dog in a pool, according to the police department. I mean, first off, what the fuck are we doing with a 17-year-old dog? I mean, you don't threaten to shoot your wife. You shoot the dog, and then you work it out with your wife. It's 17 years old. You're doing him a kindness. Although, throwing a 17-year-old dog in a pool is almost the same as killing it. I mean, how long can it tread water, really? Police said 52-year-old Christopher Fisher had gotten into a fight with a friend he had over at his home on Tuesday night. After getting upset with one of the guests in the home, Fisher went into the living room with a firearm and pulled the trigger, police said. However, an affidavit shows the gun was empty and simply clicked. Fisher then, oh, wow, so he went for it. Wow. Boy, you talk about saving your own ass by not loading that gun. Farron then went back to, or Fisher, not Farron, Jesus Christ. Fisher then went back to his bedroom, and the guests fled the house, police said. According to the affidavit, Fisher's wife confronted him about using the firearm, after which Fisher threatened to put a bullet in her head and returned to the bedroom, which is where he kept his firearms. So this guy was mad at the guest, went to shoot the guest, got a click, got embarrassed. Wife told him to cut the shit. He then threatened to shoot her. And then I guess what? He ends up taking it out on the dog? How did the dog end up getting wrapped up in this? Fisher's wife and other witnesses reported that at some point during the night, Fisher had picked up his family's 17-year-old dog and threw it in the pool. According to police, the dog is blind and suffers from cancer with large open tumors on his tail and back leg. Yeah, then maybe we shoot the dog. 17 and riddled with cancer and blind. Do you not give a shit about your animals? Some people hang on to those damn dogs because it's for them. It's so the dog makes them. They're going to feel bad if they put the dog down. It's got tumors growing out of its fucking head. It can't see, and it's 17 years old. Let it go. Farron with another $5 says, love you all. Wouldn't be here if the chat sucked. Y'all are intelligent, and we have great dialogue here. I mean, you're giving them way too much credit, but they are deep down good people. Terry Nee with $5 says, Farron would have made a better ex-wife of Aaron. Jesus, you guys are shit. That's going to do it, guys. We are going to talk to you tomorrow morning. I haven't prepped a show yet for tomorrow morning, so I don't know what we've got for you. I also don't know who the co-host is going to be with all this shit going on with the show. But I thank you guys very much for joining us tonight during what was not an easy evening for me. So thanks for being there and helping the show go as well as it did. And thanks to Fair and Balanced for stopping by as well. Talk to you guys tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Central Time. Like and subscribe, and we will see you